looking at from the bookies, what LoopBet are tossing up as the live odds, I gotta imagine it's leaning AVEZ's way, Scriv. I feel like that's the only reality here.
Yeah, I think so, right? I think so. They just won the knife as well, starting off on the CT side. Not sure if that has an impact. I would imagine somewhat, particularly on a map like Train. But indeed, we are into the game here, looking very good indeed with the aggression here. Bialy all the way up Ivy, making a lot of noise though, and Twin going to catch him off. Going to find the second as well. The P250 doing absolute work for Twinx. Marcos is in position to maybe find some trades. He's torn though. Does he swing and perhaps join his teammates, or does he just wait patiently and hope that they are happy with the 2 frags that they have and maybe overlook his angle? At the moment though, just playing it nice and patiently. I love this from the LYNGBY Vikings. They have been given a solid advantage. Cannot reiterate enough, that is probably one of the best ways to start the game. 2 kills, not taking any damage, not having to use any utility, and it comes in the first 30 seconds of the round. So really, really, really good stuff.
And one thing that I'm impressed from them already is you see a lot of teams in their situation when they get 2 kills, they want to just keep going. They want to press that issue. They want to snowball it. They'll keep running down Ivy. And that would have been a chance for AVEZ to get those return kills. And here we go. They'll set up for the set piece they probably had in mind off of spawn. The deep Z smoke and back green. Key. Well, he's in an okay spot. And here comes Marcos. He spots the buttocks of Twinx. And Marcos is going to creep. He's going to crawl. But Twinx is holding. What a peek from Marcos. Can he get out of this? He can. They're bringing it back, but it's all Rouse. And it leaves Kyler alone. Kit, uncertain as to where it lies. But he's going to try to get to this bomb, tap it. The E-Box player will just be peeking. The ladder player is going to be playing for the win. And they're going to make his life an absolute misery. Yes, he's able to get the 1, but no time for this one, Scriv. Wrap it up.
And even going to go down in the end as well. Bird from Sky to clean things up. And LYNGBY Vikings will indeed get that strong start. Get that pistol on the board. It's not super dominant from them, I suppose.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, you can see, man. They are not favoring them today, but might start to change their mind. Although we'll see how the LYNGBY Vikings get through 3 scouts into this round, Keith. Certainly a crazy one from AVEZ. Navarot holding on to as much cash as possible. May well have a deagle. He does indeed. And Kylar on the MP9. This could be devastating. If they don't give the respect across to the weaponry brought up by AVEZ here, this could be very difficult for LYNGBY.
Could get a little weird, couldn't it, with these scouts? The Ivy peek from Bialy. Electing not to go ahead for another reface. Probably the right call. Few too many eyes peering down at him, as it appears like AVEZ are simply going to concede Ivy. Look elsewhere with their scouts. Just sad that Bialy couldn't find a tag for his troubles. As the typical Ivy nades get tossed, Scriv. Here we go. The molly will fade, the flash will go out, and Twinx will lead the charge. All right, close right by Pallets. Is he going to get cleared? Good for the first. They almost lined up for him. The scout in ladder will not find any success, just a tag, but here's Bialy back with a vengeance as he looks to cut down these lanes, Scriv. There's a moment of hope here from AVEZ, but I think that's slipping away the longer they're stuck back here.
Yeah, it's particularly with the bomb going down, right? And they are the ones to close the gap. LYNGBY Vikings should be able to win this out. They just need to play it patiently. I think taking these faces is somewhat risky. They are winning the fights out just about, but Kai coming in on full HP and with armor. I feel like there's already a bit too much damage taken by the T side here. They've got to be very careful not to let anyone else drop that flick across from Kai. It's not enough, unfortunately, but still got to appreciate it for what it is. Bialy, ooh, one more to boot. Beautiful stuff from him. I'm unsure whether he survives down there. I think he's also unsure. Yeah, he will go down without the armor and only on 9 HP. But a very, very costly round for the T side, for sure. So there certainly is that from AVEZ. They can keep the pressure on, maybe a couple P250s here, and go for somewhat of a rush play. But yeah, messy start into that second round. It is kind of to be expected, though. It's such a hard map to deal with the scouts, this train.
Oh, it's brutal. There's just so many lanes you have to deal with, and if you don't have smokes for every one, so you just ignore one or don't put as much attention to one back lane as perhaps you should. Next thing you know, you lose a player and you're half HP. It sucks. But into this one, Scriv, it's as free can be. Now, I don't know what's more free than free. I guess air, but I don't like thinking too much about it. But there's some damage, so not necessarily free. They will drop a rifle, have to rebuy that, but it gets picked up quickly. If Key can get 1, 2 more, I mean, I'm reaching. I don't know if he's even gonna be able to get one more. That'd be cool though. He'd take one more. It's still gonna be the LYNGBY Vikings jumping up to 3 regardless. I want to see if Cabby and or Bird from Sky will upgrade. I imagine more Cabby perhaps will. If not, and he keeps that Mac 10, look for him to be the forward guy, the man to go down ladder. Rawls will actually be the man to have it. No, it's getting tossed back and forth, Scriv. Everyone's throwing it to everyone. No one wants it.
They're unsure,
it's like me at a family party. No one wants to talk to me. They're throwing me everywhere, Scriv. A little self-defecating humor, always good. And not self-defecating. Yeah, well, you know.
Just to, you know, provide some funnies. But yeah, definitely kind of a telltale sign. Twin X get run boosted in. This T-side up so early on is a little interesting to me. I suppose it is train again, one of the more viable maps for the AWPs on both sides, of course. Double AWP set up straight out from AVEZ, so they're really showing a lot of respect across to each other. I think is kind of what this is telling me. But we'll see here. No early aggression coming in. Cabby though, gonna rush straight down Pop. I think he might just have been heard. But still, that's some very good control for the T side to have. Not really expending very much for it either. So CTs have got to be aware of that fact. They really do have to be aware of that. I like this aggression as well. Again, somewhat risky, but the nice deep smoke going to help out Bialy. Somewhat of an off angle that they may not be expecting. Only 45 seconds-ish to get rolling, get the bomb down here for the T side. And they have some control in Pop Dog. No Ivy control. No T main control. So this is about to get a little messy, I think. Great flash comes in, though. Oh, my goodness, that's absolutely beautiful. But they're not ready for the second man, Kai. Good for 1.5, essentially. Now we're at this first line of defense on the open. Nice reposition, but he just cannot land the shots right now. He will go down as well. An absolute blunder from him. That could have been massive, but he just wasn't in the right place at the right time. This could be the right place at the right time, though. Kylar coming in from behind, going to drop the bomb. He's left all on his lonesome, however. Markov's not able to get anything done at all. Inside the smoke, playing in and around it, and he will eventually fall to Cabby on the Glock of all things. LYNGBY Vikings in with their 4th round. Looking good here on the T side, and no money for the CTs either. This is really spicing up.
Yeah, that's not the Narrot I'm used to. Just missing those shots there. I think Vikings, great flash into decon, good trading and spacing to take that one over. Bialy did not stand a chance. And I appreciate the aggression from AVEZ, right? Not allowing themselves to get run over. They knew they had to take a bit of a risk. A chance had to be taken. And I appreciate it that I was in towards T-Con. But just a little disjointed after Bialy goes down. And here we go, Marcos chasing that T-Con player down. A call not coming in. And a freebie on towards the upper. Twin X gone. And immediately Marcos not stopping as he sprints to Ivy, Scriv. They're looking to be nuisances here. They're looking to be pains. LYNGBY Vikings yet to really have to deal with these aggressive pistols outside a pistol round, I suppose. So this is a bit of a new one. And Kyler able to find the solo B player. It's starting to crumble a little bit here.
Surprising. The relentless pressure, I suppose, from AVEZ has become a little bit too much. They've eventually crumbled. Not entirely destroyed, though. There's certainly a chance to come back, but I'm not sure they really know how. All stacked on top of each other. Very nice indeed. You know, they're all together. They do have the bomb. They've got utility. It's just the manpower, the HP as well. Really not ideal here for LYNGBY Vikings. Some nice smokes being utilized, though, to give them a bit of room to work with, to at the very least make it out teammate. Viali, though, on the scout, lands another tag down to Typhos and Rolls, and they have very little HP to speak of. Now all going to be onto Rolls as Kai takes down the big man, drops the bomb as well, and he has to ace. 1v3 ace clutch required. Not going to happen, and AVEZ will steal away their first round.
Robbery, something we said before, and AVEZ are sometimes decent at stealing those types of rounds away. And we'll see LYNGBY Vikings buy up what they can. Scriv 2X will have his IWP. Not a worry there. I want to see this continued aggression from AVEZ. It's been working thus far. It just, they can't. I think it's just those early jitters with the trade. Now here we are. Yeah, no stopping. Kai right in towards ladder, not missing a beat, but they've kind of traded position. Riles gets out towards Sandwich. He's able to find opening pick on Narot. He's not having a good game so far. He's not enjoying his time in the server. And Typos looking like he wants to creep out towards Ivy. Bialy, he's pinched. Little does he know, he's stuck between an op and two players back green. If he peeks poorly, that's it. That's the round for him. A good smoke, but he goes high. Twinax will spot and he'll take the shot. Marcos, well, he'll have his hands full here, Scriv. Definitely needs one more before the rifles get involved on his side.
They're looking really good here at the LYNGBY Vikings. Great little flash over the top. Not quite going to work out, however, and Typos goes down because of it. Kylar also coming in. Seems to be unraveling here for T's side. Kai up close with a quick headshot. Looking for another. And quick flicks all across the board. Unfortunately, there's just not enough manpower for the LYNGBY Vikings to find it. And AVEZ, after a poor start into that round, Keith, are able to pull it back. So they do seem to be a little more comfortable here, I think, in these high-pressure situations. But the LYNGBY Vikings definitely shooting back, as we would say in the UKCS. Really looking good in that sense. And definitely, I think, some respect does need to be shown by AVEZ that perhaps they didn't have early on.
Wow. I mean, that's just Marcos doing what he does best. What a great sight anchor. Setting up Kai towards back red. And here come the pistols. Kyler gonna have to drop this nade here in a moment. His molly will not slow them down. They're going towards heaven. Or excuse me, going towards upper. Kyler had the angle, had the head angle, just could not get the support from the rotators in time, unfortunately. That's a bomb plant. And that is ultimately what the Vikings wanted here. Typos does get a Glock kill, funny enough. Bialy's going to be a little salty about that one, a little upset. Hey, 2 kills and a bomb plant with how close this game has been and how low AVEZ's economy is kind of floating right now. That's pretty good from the LYNGBY Vikings. Honestly, that's a victory in and of itself.
Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so, right? We talked about the relentless pressure being kept on here by AVEZ. Now it's the LYNGBY Vikings making sure that everything is close. Of course, shout out to Hellcase there, as you see along the top. A couple codes that you guys can use to give yourself some bonus refills, some bonus cash on probably the best case site out there. I would say they have like over 100 cases, a little bit of a internal tournament going on as well if you're into that competitive element. So be sure to check them out. Appreciate their support as always. Either way, back into the rifle round here. Just the one orb out for AVEZ. I'm not sure if this will be the difference maker. I like the org of Kylar, definitely doing some work. But yeah, it does seem that double orb setup actually a little unsuccessful. They're a bit too fast on the T side. Oh, great flash coming out. Marcos again going to be taken down. It's Bialy with the double spray down. Unfortunately, we missed that. But all the same, from Ivy doing the work, is it going to be enough of a difference? He actually killed his teammate, I'm noticing here, looking at the numbers. That's an absolute mess. So, no, it's not going to do the work. It's going to do the bad work. He's in for his 3rd frag of the round, technically speaking. But it's still a man advantage for LYNGBY Vikings.
Kyler looking for some sort of kill, trying to isolate these angles here, Scriv. Bird from Sky is literally about to, well, he's about to pounce from the sky. Instead, it's Kyler. Cuts him down. One bird hunting. As Kyler's going to try to cover the smoke will miss wide. Yali feels like he has to peek. Kyler gets the first. Kid in handle. Right click a flash. Twin X. Full blind. Glock out. Missing shots. Defuse comes in. He'll grab the AK. He doesn't want to die. Picks back up the up. But AVEZ will do it again. Able to sneak out these close rounds. From pistols to rounds like that. It seems like that's the kind of day AVEZ are having. They get the ones they shouldn't.
Yeah, for sure, right? Very, 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 very lucky stuff from them, it has to be said. But creating their own look, using it well, starting to pull things back here. Timeout coming in from them as well to talk things over and kind of clean up this mess at the moment where, you know, we were expecting Train as kind of the surefire map. Bit harder for them on Vertigo, and maybe a bit harder for them on Inferno. But Train is not meant to be a map that the LYNGBY Vikings play very much. And it's one that you're pretty confident on, pretty good on. So definitely strange that it is this close. I think it is this old classic that comes in an awful lot, particularly at this level, where not really played your opponents very much before, if at all. So it can be very difficult to read into them, know how they play. They maybe have a different style, you know, they're trying something new, or just don't seem to have the correct protocols in place. Makes them very difficult to read, and perhaps it takes you a bit of time to get going. You know, off the back of the pistol in the first rifle round, LYNGBY get 4 in a row. AVEZ now have gotten 4 in a row themselves. Sure, it has been a wild ride to get here, but all the same, they have looked good while doing so. So we'll see if that continues for them. Double up setup coming in. It looks like a B rush. There are 2 players here and ready for it, though, in all fairness. I was going to say with the double orbs might be tough, but they have some of their better rifle players set up and ready for what seems all but inevitable here from LYNGBY Vikings.
There goes the deep smokes. Playing with Kyler here. Kyler's got the first on top. Looking to dance around it, and this AUG is singing. What an ace from Kyler. From covering the upper to swinging to the ramp, he is making that AUG sing a tune that I have not seen in a while. That has got to be one of the best AUG clips, at least for this month, because that gun does not get enough praise. And just look at him make him use his gun strip. Piece of art.
Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent stuff coming in. Yeah, like you say, I think Train and Nuke are the 2 maps where maybe the Orc does make some appearances and has a bit of viability, but then the Org on the B-bomb site, definitely not where you would expect it. You'd expect it in this position at Ivy, right at the back of the lanes, playing in and around the trains, maybe on bomb trains, something like that. Great Molotov coming in here though. LYNGBY Vikings trying to answer back as best as they can. 4 rounds already decent on the T side, right? We've been kind of beating around that bush, so to speak. Going straight in, giving you the low down. Ooh, speaking of which, on the edge of the smoke, Kai is not going to find any success at all. That's a very messy start for AVEZ. They will be forced back into a 5 versus 4, again with this double up setup, which just hasn't been greatly successful for them, I don't think. We didn't really see much of it in the last round. It wasn't needed, but when put to the test, it's not been that successful, and it's very expensive. I feel like LYNGBY Vikings have got a good read on it and a good way of playing around it. Bialy, though, oh, playing with fire. So much information coming in, but they are literally just right around the corner. The flash coming in, and he will be clapped out. I like the idea, but he gets caught in transition. Now we're landing a shot with the AWP. He's going to have to do a lot more than this. The spin around is absolutely massive. Inside the smoke, staying alive. Maybe needs to find one more, or at the very least set his teammates up. Marcos coming in. Kylar coming in. And they might just have done it, Keith. Cabby is in the 1 versus 2. The bomb is down in an awkward spot, and he has missed the window of opportunity. They have escaped him. They have slipped through the cracks. He has to make noise, and he walks straight into the crosshair of Marcos. The double AWP setup, I called it into question. Well, in that round, it pays absolute dividends.
What a really cool hold from AVEZ. Yeah, you called it out and you said, maybe this isn't the time or the place. Their aggression has been working well, but it actually works out beautifully. The sight hold, the way they were able to funnel those players in. I felt like LYNGBY Vikings, I don't know if you felt the same, Sheriff, but they were like 1 kill away there from just breaking in. One more entry on towards that site would have made complete difference. I think that might have made the round go their way. If they could have just sped up a bit more, stopped that last rotate from coming in. definitely would have looked promising. And they're back to their old tricks. Rawls out beside this sandwich smoke, playing around it, waiting for Narot or this top green player to peek him, and this time it will not work. AVEZ are more wise lately to these little tricks that the Vikings have been pulling out here and there. And with this being a bit of a forced buy, and by a bit I mean completely, AVEZ are not falling for any tricks anymore.
Well, I mean, you say that, the Deagle manages to find a bit of spam. So, perhaps cursing as per usual, you know. Or this nade. Okay, not going to find the kill, but twinX is left on 6 HP. Narot should have himself a nice little time. Flash coming in as well. Kai just clearing out some angles, and here we go. Narot will drop the bomb. One would assume it is all but over in this round with very little HP to work with, and Bird from Sky having no armor to speak of, so yeah. Not looking too good. Not sure if I am a massive fan of this buy from LYNGBY Vikings, and it's cost them in a massive way, but how has this happened? He is kind of being watched. They're a little bit savvy to the fact, oh, I think he has just slipped in. Kylar will eventually check it and jump in the gun a bit early. Bird from Sky will give his position away. Maybe, you know, if we're in a 2v2 there, that's a massive position. But on his own against 4, nothing coming. And AVEZ will be up to 7, looking to continue the trend, keeping things going, yet to drop around. Since they found one successfully off the back of their half by LYNGBY Vikings have hit a rut, and it is not looking good at all. They really do need to get some rounds back on the board, and they are kind of hindering themselves, shooting themselves in the foot ever so slightly. Like I say, that buy in the last round, not a massive fan. Sure, they've got plenty of utility in this one, but they've got 1 AK, Keith. This is not workable, surely not. Oh no, maybe if Marco's be missing shots and playing with fire, my guy. I don't know if the 1v1 is even, or the 1-4-1, sorry, is even worth it.
Yeah, he kept peeking, so I admire it. He was very committed at that point. As soon as you re-peek the second time, you know you're not getting out of there. So you might as well just full send. And that's what he did. And I agree. I don't think that's worth it. Because keep an eye on twinX here. He's going to start moving secretly. Bird from Sky will apply a little bit of pressure. Maybe try to molly back sight for him. And allow twinX a little bit of breathing room. And he's going to go now. The Heaven player will not spot him. If he's able to find this Heaven player, watch how quick his teammates pop out of this ladder. They're going to continue to wait, allow him to work in towards back lanes. He'll call that the site's clear. That means they have to deal with Narot. And Narot's getting a little nervous, a little anxious. Gets spotted, has to fall to the Heavens, and that is when twinX's position is going to come into play, Scriv.
That's
so
unfortunate, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, Kai gets the backstab. Navarro in with 2 as well. 1v3. Oh, the collaterals. Oh, my goodness. If Kylar hadn't come in from behind, he is actually the savior of that round. Because I think, you know, swapping across to the AK, quick repeat, he drops Kai, who's on 18 HP. The Kylar in from behind was absolutely massive. Jeez. That's the closest LYNGBY Vikings have come for a while, though. So there is that. But yeah, I think they're really just hemorrhaging themselves, and they'll come in with another buy into this round where sure they've got the AKs, but again going to be having to sacrifice weaponry or lacking in utility and things like that. They're never really at the fullest buy, which when it's coming close is going to make a massive difference.
They're so close. And as soon as you said, Scriv, well, we're kind of beating around the bush. 4 is almost good enough. They haven't gotten around since. Marcos down Ivy. Looking like he's just going to get a free hall pass here. Not questioned by a teacher, not asked if he actually has one. He's just to be able to peek and get out. Rawls really wanted to try to push that envelope and pressure him more. And look, it's Marcos. Right back at it. He's going to peek it again. He's that type of guy who would stick around a little bit too long. And he's going to try it. The flash will miss, and Marcos will land the shot. Instead, it's Bird from Sky flashing Rawls a little bit himself. But 2 picks from Marcos going in around 13 Scriv. And he's going to finally get put down. No! 1 HP! This guy's getting all the breaks.
It was a tough start for him. But he has massively turned it around in kind of the second half of this first half. Oh! Cabby, nothing he can do there. Light flashing before his eyes will go down. That is a flawless round coming in from AVEZ, which is a great answer back off of the previous that came very close, you know, and was down to a well-timed flank. Bit of luck again on their side in the previous, but in that round, perfection. Absolute perfection. I suppose, to be fair, there's still luck in play with Markov's being left on 1 HP, but he gets his reward for landing the simple shots here out at Ivy. Yeah, really well done under the pressure. And there you have it. AVEZ really turning things around. I think once they've gotten a bit of a read, bit of a feel for how LYNGBY Vikings were moving very, very quickly early on, which seems to have certainly slowed down a bit here towards the end, they were able to get the better of them. But we are going to see a bit more pace coming in. It looks like Bialy, my guy, watch out. Okay, Bird from Sky, not going to commit to it. Maybe could have gotten the catch there, but not going to be the case. Early rotation coming in. Early utility to keep the T's at bay, but they're still going to go for it through the Molotov at the end as well. That does so much damage, Keith. Really going to feel the burn, and Kylar just holding Mouse 1 through the smoke, looking good. Bialy and Marcos also chiming in. I don't even think they're going to get the bomb plant here. It was dropped slightly further forwards. Okay, they will indeed get it in. The sacrifice of Bird from Sky allows that to happen, but only the 1 kill coming in. Going to support them into the next round financially for sure, but AVEZ up to 10, looking good for the 11th as well.
Looking really good. What a turnaround it's been from AVEZ. I think it's been more Marcos waking up. Kai's been very consistent. Kyler, as soon as that ace came in, he has just snowballed and been looking better and better round by round. LYNGBY Vikings unable to win those opening duels that they looked so prominent in when it came to pistol round, first rifle, second. And since then, the luck has not been going their way. The ops have been picking them apart consistently. They've unable to trade out or at least get the first kill. Honestly, it feels like it's been 5-6 rounds since they've been able to get the first clean. There's always consistently been a reply from AVEZ. Moments, seconds after the kill comes through. And I must say, AVEZ utility usage has been thoroughly impressive for me throughout this entire path. And here we go. Twin X on the boost. Narot takes a risky little peek down that lane, and it gives space for Raus. This could be the opening they've waited for, but Bialy is aware, and the timing is on his side, Scriv. And now this is the issue. This is where LYNGBY Vikings struggle, right? Early engagements, you trade out equally. In theory, it's in your favor, but their mid-round is where they've been falling apart.
Yeah, certainly can agree. A little bit comical there for Cabby, just going for the blind spray into nothing. Kind of giving his position away, if nothing else. But yeah, 50 seconds left. They've got a bit of control towards Ivy here. Not a massive amount, and I think they're happy to relinquish this. Kai's got to be careful, though. In transition, okay, going to be holding the angle. So unsure of himself, though. You can kind of feel it. He needs to be confident in this, and the timing going to be everything. He's walking into them. Not sure if this is, yeah, very well advised. 30 seconds left. There's no need to go for that. Let them come for you. And he might just have given the advantage across to LYNGBY Vikings that they were looking for, that they needed to work with. We'll see here. Bialy has good information, and that's the bomb down. Oh no, why is he leading? That is absolute disaster. 15 seconds, they're split. They've got to move so quickly. They will manage to do so, but still, is it going to be enough? So very low here. Kylar, the 1v3, definitely doable. The quick attempt to the plant here, right out in the open. Cabby going to go down, and Kylar, it's looking good. Bird from Sky, the pressure is on him. The flash coming in, and he shoots off a shot, doesn't land it. Kylar going to get it done, and the defuse will come in. AVEZ with the 11th round. It's a 1v3 that, I mean, yeah, just so panicked from the T side. It's probably one of the easier 1v3s that Kylar's going to have in this series, but all the same, AVEZ pulling it back at the end, and the LYNGBY Vikings going to be kicking themselves so they don't convert that.
Yeah, that one has got to hurt. Kyler, he's having one hell of a match. Ended the first half on 20 kills, Scriv. 20 and 6. He has been the turnaround man. And you know what, we get another peep at, Scriv. By the way,
we'll
that was 11 straight. Woo!
Yeah, nasty. Absolutely
Fire.
nasty.
Yeah.
Kylar's someone that we didn't talk about massively as well in the pregame. I think we were kind of touching a lot more on the LYNGBY Vikings because they're kind of an unknown element to you and I. Rolls looks really good, but Kylar for me is probably the best player on this AVEZ side from what I've seen.
Yep.
He's consistently at the top end and certainly one to watch. And again, comes down to this whole argument that there is a team within Poland, I think, that is doable, that is creatable. Maybe shifting a few members around from certain lineups, and they could indeed have that top tier team again. Of course, as you see the odds come up there, LYNGBY Vikings, it's even more heavily stacked against them according to our betting partner LootBet, as to be expected. I mean, right, they're the live odds for this map, and LYNGBY Vikings have not picked up a round for quite some time. We'll see whether things turn around on the CT side. All starts with this pistol, and of course, I ain't no genius to say that they need to find this. Rawls is going to find the opener. The execute coming over the top, though. This could be a little harder for them to deal with, and Kai is in a great position to pop some rotations. They're kind of savvy to the fact, and they will take him down. So here we go. This is looking very good, actually, for the CT side. Kylar, though, of course, on the P250. Can't give him too many fights, because he's going to clap you out. Now Rot's also picked one up in the meantime, and suddenly it's a 3 versus 2. Looking very good here with Cabby being on 12 HP. With him up on the boost, they know that the second player is there as well. And again, LYNGBY Vikings, such a strong advantage, Keith, that they seem to have let slip. All down to Rawls. He's the only one to have multi-fragged in this round, but he runs out of ammo, and Bialy will shoot him as he tries to get away. And AVEZ in with the 12th. The LYNGBY Vikings, man. This is an issue, right? Because not only are they likely going to lose the game, they've not picked up a round for 12. They've thrown away a good number of rounds they could have won. And it's only the first map in the series. It's going to be very difficult mentally to kind of bounce back from this.
Wow. That was just a lot of fights for the LYNGBY Vikings not going their way. Just too many, I'd say. 1v1s after those initial picks. They never really grouped and gave themselves a fair chance. They were playing retake A, but at the same time, they wanted to fight A consistently. You kind of can't have it both ways, Scriv, unfortunately. I wish that's how it worked, but it will not pan out for them this time. No gold to be found in the bottom of the pan. Just mud and dirt and things that look like gold, but they're called, I don't know, crystals. Not worth much. Not the cool crystals either, Scriv. Kind of like those, just like the ones from the caves. You know the ones I'm talking about?
Stalactites, right? Is that what
Yeah. Like, they're cool looking, but just not worth a lot. Not necessarily what you're looking for. Riles gets opening pick, though, so maybe he's found a diamond in the rough. And the Deagle's gonna get involved, so maybe they can pull a bit of an AVEZ round out of their pocket. But Kyler, who else, is gonna be laser focused and dialed in. And as the smoke fades, Twinix had to hit the headshot. Bialy will not miss a spray from that range. He's not me. And as Kyler moves up towards Blue Train, Typo's spotted in T-Con. Not for long. Cabby's Deagle's offline, and Kyler just gets told to clean it up. And he'll do just that. I think that throws him up to 25. Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty nasty. That is... And again, going into a map like Vertigo, where I would argue he could have a hell of a lot more impact, particularly on that CT side. You can be kind of everywhere so quickly on Vertigo. This is worrying for the LYNGBY boys. Elimination game, of course. So, no real chance after this. And it would be a harsh week for them. Go down. Oh, the Ivy Rush coming in. Money being made by Kai. Will eventually get clapped out, though. Too many bodies for him to deal with, so... See what they can get done. Maybe a bit of extra cash from Bird from Sky, but it is starting to kind of set in the reality of the second map coming slightly prematurely, I would argue. As the 14th looking very likely indeed for AVEZ. And then the steepest uphill battle for LYNGBY Vikings. Going to be a massive, massive, massive recovery needed. Not a single kill coming in after that initial onto Kai, so no Mac 10 money. Or Bird from Sky. They definitely, like you said earlier, they definitely do have one of the cooler names that I've seen in recent times. So they've got that going for them, but, you know, similar to skins, cool names don't actually win you games.
Yeah, looking at you, Astralis.
Indeed.
Sorry, we're casting a Danish team. I don't know why my mind would jump to throwing shots, Griff. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying to be more edgy and I'm trying to be like more, you know, relatable and funny, but maybe I should not, you know. So sometimes it's just. I think that one was pretty good though. I'll take it. LYNGBY Vikings double up. Gonna see what they can do. Bird from Sky. Everybody's heard about the bird, but maybe not with his double up towards Ivy script. That could be a new song.
There are a lot of bird songs.
It's true. But only one that is about the bird script.
Ooh, ooh, see it. That is so awkward. That is so awkward for Rolls. What happened there? I feel like Kylar gets a massive drop on him somehow. Cabby, though, trying to creep in. Great little flash, great little spin around from him as well. They will even things back up here. Oh, shot from Bird from Sky, and he gets ready on the repeat. That is so well played by Marcos. Twin X on the secondary AWP, though, looking to do the damage, looking to pick up the pieces. Certainly doable. Smoke goes down. 35 seconds left, so the next couple frags really going to make a difference. AVEZ with not much time of really slowing things down here. Keep trying to get the catch, and there you go. It's Bialy up on top of the train to find two. Bialy taking heads, taking names, and Cabby to essentially keep his team in it, because if they lose this, not a chance, right? He finds Bialy, his position going to be known. The bomb has yet to be planted. Ooh, and the nade smoke covers him for just a second, but Marcos, of course, we can see him trained on that angle, will get the drop. And 11 rounds in a row required by the LYNGBY Vikings. They have not picked up a round in 15. What has happened here? What has happened here?
Yeah.
Such an explosive and strong start coming in from them, right? And they look great in the first rifle round. And then they have just dropped off a cliff. And I think we say that a lot. We say that a lot. It's a bit of a cliche phrase. But this is a, like,
this is literal.
Biggest example. Yeah, this is...
Yeah.
As close as it gets to literally dropping off a cliff.
They kind of look like that bird, you know, where they nest high up in mountains and the mom pushes them out of the nest. I know everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. And it's the way to teach the bird to take the licks, and it eventually learns to fly from it. So kind of hopefully what's happening with the LYNGBY Vikings here, right? They're going to learn to fly. We're going to go into vertigo, and they'll have their wings back, Scriv. Even though they're Vikings, so technically they should just be getting ready to fight again, but I'll stick with the bird references because they're free. This round looking better. Yeah, it might be Marcos finding one, but it leaves Bialy alone, and if they let him clutch this, well, I don't know what's gonna happen after that. It's gonna be a long chat because their match would be over, but Bialy, good molly, forces that player off the angle. He does have bomb within reach, not contested. And you give time to Bialy. Who knows what he's going to be able to pull out of his hat, Scriv. I don't know if Bialy wears hats, but if he did, he might try to pull this round out of it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. That's so close. So close on the double spray down. Typos saves them kind of from embarrassment. These are just consolation rounds at this point, though. We're not believing in the comeback just yet. They finally do slip. AVEZ are indeed mortal. And of course it comes as soon as they hit match point, right? And there's a massive sigh of relief, and they're like, yo, let's just run in, dude, haha. You know, and not taking it quite as seriously as all the other rounds, I think, because they are feeling very, very confident in themselves. But I honestly think, again, to send that message for the mental game that is so, so important in these best of threes, just need to shut them down. Just need to write them off. Oh, no. Well, this is awkward. 2 quick kills coming in. Great little Molotov. Rolls holding down Pop Dog like an absolute god. Now Rock creeping in. Will manage to get one, but that's all he will find. Kylar in a 1 versus 4 looking to maybe do some damage, but the round itself not going to happen. He doesn't find anything at all. And a 6 for LYNGBY Vikings. And they've kind of broken the economy of the T side here as well. So a bit of time definitely being bought by the Danes.
Yeah. You know what? Just finding that little bit of confidence before they jump maps. I'm not counting them out of this, but there is a long way to go, so I'm not going to get too excited. I think probably around 12 is when I might start to invest myself, so 6 rounds more in a row. It seems like AVEZ have kind of been just looking to end this, pushing the issue, looking for a lot of fights in these rifle rounds. That one from Bird of Sky is a little uncalled for. And that peek from Cabby, perhaps the same. Kai, does he get a third? No. Rouse, he's a real one. He'll shut that one down. And maybe the bomb can get planted towards B, give them some extra punch in towards the rifle. Kyler is willing to die for the plant, and that's exactly essentially what happens. Narot with a dig, and it's only 2 more he has to find. has armor on top of that. He's going to be playing the long game. He is banking that they don't have much utility, but they have double smoke and a molly. Type boss caught reloading. That's a mistake. Narot. Ooh, one bullet short, Scriv, from what would have been disaster from LYNGBY Vikings. And honestly, money aside, they're still okay to buy, but a little worrisome. I mean, this whole game's been worrisome, but that round specifically, maybe a little nervous. At least AVEZ get a full buy, finally back with rifles. I want to see LYNGBY Vikings continue this good double up. The utility usage for them has been prime. They can keep running it back, but they can't be that close because I don't know how much more my heart can take.
Certainly true. Certainly true. Not good for the health, boys. Get it cleanly, for goodness sake. I'm sure there are many people in the Twitch chat as well who can't quite keep up with this. Raul's going to miss the opportunity to find an opener. He will be tagged down ever so slightly, so... Shakier start this time. Bird from Sky, though. Great angle with the AWPs. They were both trained on that. Twin X just above him. Meanwhile, over on the B bomb side, great angle from Typos once again, but the flash comes over the top for the trade. The bomb has been seen, so one would think the rotation is going to come in relatively quickly here. Marcos is glass cannon at the moment, so this is maybe a little unexpected, actually, by the LYNGBY Vikings. The bomb going to go down. We've got a lurker in the form of Bialy outside, so keep your eye on that. Retake from now in full flow. They do indeed have the utility. The kit's available. Everything is here to find it. Just need to hit the frags. There you go. Markov's going to go down. Maybe one more needs to be found here. Oh, no. Now Rock going 1-for-1 is pretty big because, again, keep your eye on Bialy coming in through connector now. Going to drop one, surely. Bialy, hello. Okay, that's a little messy from him, but he creates enough distraction. Kai looking to end the game here and now, and he will indeed. Takes down Rals, and the inevitable, of course, happens. It comes through in the end. It was a little bit of a valiant effort to... stave off the AVEZ victory on that first map, but LYNGBY Vikings just, my goodness, really taking a long time to retaliate, to fully wake up. It is somewhat shocking. 15 rounds in a row from AVEZ. Mental.
That's a lot. That is actually crazy. I can't remember the last time, especially with the money changes, where I've seen a team win 15 in a row, right? Now, what I mean by that is you win a round, you lose one, you still have money. So, like, the odds of you losing consecutive rounds in a row, they just couldn't get that one. They even had plants. They had clutch situations. They just, it seemed they were, like, overwhelmed on their T side. Their default wasn't netting the map control. Their extremity defaults are getting picked, right? Those Ivy guys are getting pressured consistently, losing those fights. The upper B guy had no luck. Sometimes he was even getting pushed. And they weren't, more importantly, flushing out the AVEZ players who were playing aggressive. They couldn't get the ladder player out of there comfortably. He was just free information consistently feeding to them. And if you're going 1-for-1 at the start of your G round, that's kind of great. But if you can't transition from that pick into a set piece or into an execute, and you keep taking fights and losing them, it's inevitably going to snowball. So AVEZ coming out, showing us what they got. It shouldn't be a surprise to either of us, Scriv. Now, Vertigo coming up next. I'm just going to pick your brain for a second before we throw it to a quick break. Is this going to be a new LYNGBY Vikings? They found a little bit of footing there. Are they going to carry this over to Vertigo, you think?
I don't think so, honestly. I feel like the individuals are a little bit more prevalent on this map than they are on Train. And when we have Kylar playing the way that he did, it's going to be scary. Marcos as well kind of stepped things up on the AWP towards the end of their CT half. So yeah, I do feel like we are going to see maybe not quite as quick, maybe not quite as dominant, but I still think the same names are going to be chiming in here for AVEZ. And the LYNGBY Vikings, you know, they maybe need someone to answer back. Maybe Rawls comes alive in a much bigger way, but they just didn't quite have the firepower for me. Which is so important. I feel like they are going to have the basics down, right? This map is not that deep in terms of the strategy, but those mid-round calls that we saw as well that were very messy from the LYNGBY Vikings on their T side, as you've pointed out, that's going to have a bigger impact, I feel, coming into this map. So yeah, I think they're going to have a hard time. I think they are going to have a hard time, but hopefully a bit more of a fight, and maybe they can, you know, attack some of those pinpoint areas of the AVEZ defense and have a bit of a better showing and maybe turn things around a bit easier rather than, you know, losing 15 rounds in a row.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll see that again. We'll leave our hope out there, but when we come back from the break, we'll be jumping in Vertigo. Grab a drink, get in the elevator. We're going up, and it's Vertigo next.
Nice shot. Lock and load.
Wow, very good. Let me show you how it is done. Yeah, no. Woo, damn! That was one of the best nickel fights I've been to.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it. The elevator ride has brought us to the top. Malta Vibes is brought to you by Gaming Malta, a home of gaming excellence. And we've made it to Vertigo, Scriv, all the way, not almost 16 rounds in a row, but nearly has brought us here to the LYNGBY Vikings pick. And I think that's got to bring a little bit of confidence their way. They have to feel comfortable on this map. I would say, just purely based on their statistics, it's their second best map following Inferno. I think no one can necessarily say that anyone's first pick is Vertigo. But I think you can say a second map for these boys could be Vertigo.
Yeah, definitely not too far off, for sure. I think both teams are going to be happy to be here. As you've touched on, though, AVEZ a hell of a lot happier with their performance. Sure, not the 16 in a row, but 15 is pretty bloody good, isn't it? Like, that's pretty sound. Definitely get behind that. But yeah, LYNGBY maybe getting a little bit of momentum back, a little bit of confidence back towards the end of Train. But it is looking tough, and the individuals looking really, really good. Those guys that we expect to come online, although it did take a little bit of time, particularly for the AWPers, to have an impact for AVEZ. They definitely did struggle in some of the earlier rounds, but a bit of a timeout, bit of a check, bit of okay, relax. You know, we can beat these guys. Let's just play our game, calm down. You know, there was that timeout, I think, at 4-4 that really made a difference, right? And then they just didn't stop for the rest of the half, and pretty much for the rest of the game. So I think AVEZ are just really looking hot right now, up against LYNGBY at the very least. Maybe taking them a bit of time to get going across the course of the day, which is something we'll maybe touch on if they do indeed take the victory here. But I think they are looking very, very strong and formidable opponents. You've really got to be careful here if you're the LYNGBY Vikings to not give them that early momentum again.
Yeah, I just pulled up the stats just out of curiosity when they played at Endpoint. Nearly took Vertigo over them. It was 16-13. And Cabby and Typos. Is it Typos? I like Typos. I think that's a cool name. Both were at the top. 24 for Cabby, 27 for Typos, 83 to 86 ADR. They looked really good in that match. Now, can they transition getting stomped on Train to a good Vertigo? That is more of an important question to me than their previous performances on Vertigo, because this is a true test. And Knife Round is going to determine what side, who starts where, Scriv. And if you're the LYNGBY Vikings, it seems that their CT side is more down than their T, even though I do still consider this map T-sided. Honestly, less and less the more I watch. I think it's 60-40 as teams start to figure out CT side, but I'd still put it in a T-side favorite variable. As we know, the 8-ramp fights are very prevalent, and it kind of snowballs from there, and it is AVEZ who get the Knife Round, it appeared.
Yeah, so they'll get the pick of the sides. Actually gonna be starting on the T side, it looks like, maybe.
Okay.
So judging that this is, yeah, okay, yeah, so they are gonna be starting on the T side of things. Cool. Wow, I like it. Really coming in all guns blazing. We'd still see a lot of teams prefer that CT side, so the fact that AVEZ are going towards the T side with the you know, the way of the map, I personally haven't cast them on this map, so this may well be something that they go for usually. But I think, again, against the LYNGBY Vikings, keeping that pressure on, getting in their face, they're hoping, again, to find this steamroll that they were able to pull out on Train. So, and the T side is obviously the more prevalent side to do that on. I like the aggression coming in from the LYNGBY Vikings, so looking to get some early openers. It has to be successful. It will indeed. So 2-4-0 in favor of LYNGBY Vikings early on, and AVEZ, well, arguably losing more control than they spawn with in the bomb. Oh, no. Oh, no. Disaster strikes here for the T side. Oh, and Bird from Sky coming in from behind. This is so well done. They have just absolutely demolished them, both in mechanics and in strategy. And Kai's like, guys, where's everyone gone? What's happened?
Where are my teammates? I thought I had teammates, yeah. Unfortunately, not. They have fallen. Kai gonna try to come in through mid-cut. And he has to get through Typos, who's very close to him. I don't think there's very close left, and, well, he kind of did, but he gets his head bopped. LYNGBY Vikings. They pick up that first round. No kits required at all, just pistols and USPs. And here we go. Head armor. Rifles being bought up. Lacking a little bit utility. I would like to see Typos downgrade to an SMG. Maybe he can break out utility. Ooh. And they're only going to have 3 smokes, Scriv. A couple of flashes. They're going to be playing... They can't afford to play aggressive. They're going to have to be playing backside, playing a lot of angles. Do not give these AVEZ Deagles, the Deagle Brigade, I think Marcos has one as well. Don't give them a chance.
Uh-oh.
It's starting.
There's the chance. Big nade, but still taking these faces against the Deegs. I feel like you just have to take your losses and get out. There are a lot of low HP bars, but okay, now they will learn their lesson. The 4th or 5th repeat is a bit too much. Meanwhile, we have some action at middle, but of course, AVEZ still keeping the man advantage. Great little boost up here to find another frag. Twinx also playing with fire. Well, looking good though. Cabby is holding down middle pretty strongly. Oh, Kai creeping in. Flash comes through. It's not enough. Bird from Sky gonna have to find both. He will indeed. And he ends the round with the triple spray down. Thank goodness. But my God, that is an awful lot of damage done by AVEZ. And again, LYNGBY Vikings maybe getting checked. Maybe do need to be careful and give that full respect across, because it seems individually, firepower wise, they are the weaker side. They're losing out against these Deagles more often than not. And of course, that kind of a round was what AVEZ used to get the ball rolling on Train. And it's what they're going to use here to give them the confidence to go for a buy with very little utility. But then again, bear in mind, we're on Vertigo and it is a great map for the lack of utility kind of buys. But Marcos, unfortunately, getting spotted out. Cabby, his brain is too big. There's no getting the drop on him. And he will look to hold down the B-bomb site pretty solidly. Great little smoke as well. So AVEZ, risky buy, and they're down and out early on.
That is very true. And I appreciate the risk from Marcos being taken. They're going to go ahead and get that smoke out, the molly behind it to clear out those sight boxes. Tabby's playing back 90. Is he going to get flushed down? Skyler goes down. The spray transfer nearly perfect. But he set up his teammates for success here. They'll peek in the bird from Sky. He's going to pick them apart. Kai does his best, but now he's alone with an AK. It'll 1v3. Unless they give him individual fights. There's a flank coming through. Kai is on the clock, literally, with 40 seconds. And the clock to the flanker. There it is. Twinx able to get great timing as he pops on up there. 3-0, the LYNGBY Vikings. They're still on path to get 4 and then allow AVEZ to win 15 in a row. That's a possibility still, but it's probably not likely. LYNGBY Vikings looking a lot more comfortable. Issue is these rounds have been somewhat expensive. This should be an economic bounce back round. And I have a feeling the LYNGBY Vikings are going to have strong rotates on this map script. You saw how quick they're able to get over to help those B players. So far, so good for the LYNGBY Vikings.
They have looked a hell of a lot cleaner here, right? So, definitely good signs, but at the moment, bit of a repeat on the opposite side, I suppose, for the LYNGBY Vikings, but a bit of a repeat for how things began on Train. So we'll see whether they can overcome the hurdle this time. Eagles in play once again. AVEZ, we saw how much damage they were able to do with them in that second round. Oh, might just begin again. Kai is looking so good right now. I think all 4 of his kills on the Deagle. They've got mid control. They've got an M4 onto a player with armor in a great spot to cut off rotation. So surely you hit the B-bomb site here and hope that you can maybe find a frag, get your way in, get the bomb down, and the rotators don't expect Kai. That is the goal here. Kylar's crept in. They seem very unsure. There you go. They eventually rotate and encroach that player that's stuck in the middle, but it allows for the bomb plant to come in. So a worthy sacrifice for AVEZ. Bomb plant is a pretty damn good return on investment for a lot of these players. And it's still not over yet. The Deagles are always finding the shots, it seems. Kylar going to get the head of another. And this is looking so good. 3 versus 2 now as that nade comes in. He does his best, but now not able to find very much. Bialy on the Deagle, though. Oh, no. Brings it into a 1v1. So far, don't believe it. This is about to get mental, though. He's tagged down to 9 HP inside the smoke, playing in and around the bomb. Balls of steel as he's not going to go for the peak, just hiding in the smoke, playing it nice and passive. Bird from Sky going to go for it all and one bullet away. 8 HP. Is there enough time? No, there isn't. Oh, yes, he just. Oh, my God. I didn't think he had it. I didn't think he had it, but Bird from Sky certainly indeed. The heavens hear his prayers. And the 4th round for LYNGBY Vikings, but my God, the intensity from Train continues here into Vertigo.
Wow. Yali lives for one more second there, and that's a different round. Look at those deep shots from him. Unreal how close that was. And into this one, Marcos gets the AWP in play. Right towards A ramp. They fly across his screen. He still connects the shot. Twinx does not want to be a part of the Marcos show. They know he's racking up clips. Shadow play enabled. And Twinx is going to have to help Typos, who's stuck here at Sandbags. He's going to attempt to back up, but the smoke comes in from Bird from Sky. All the while, Bialy looks to work in towards mid. There is Twinx with this op. Able to catch up. Narod, he got a little aggressive towards short. So there's that immediate trade that, not necessarily immediate, but there's that trade that LYNGBY Vikings needed. Because Sandbags still have to be cleared out here by AVEZ. Marcos, that's aggressive. That's a little much. He'll go down. It's Kai and Kyler to at least try to find some kills. And with Kai falling, it leaves Bialy and Kyler. A 2v3, yes, doable, but these angles are not favorable. Peek from Bird from Sky is on point. And AVEZ are getting cut down towards this A ramp now. Just too many aggressive peaks, not allowing their utility to do the work for them. And LYNGBY Vikings starting to settle in.
Ball in the court of AVEZ now. They've got to find an answer here. It is starting to get into the dangerous territory that we see so often early on maps like this. Good amount of rounds. The cash, not so hot. So that is something for AVEZ to maybe exploit. You know, if they take this round, LYNGBY Vikings are immediately going to be onto an eco situation. Does obviously depend on saves and whatnot, but assuming they all go down. But that is easier said than done. Things have been looking rough for AVEZ. Kai trying his best on the ramp, spraying through a few different angles, but nothing coming as yet. Early utility being expended. The ramp fight begins, but Twinx creeping in with the orb. Gets an easy one onto Marcos. Might just try his hand at a couple more, but good for getting the better of him. They do need to be careful. Again, LYNGBY Vikings, something that we talked about an awful lot on Train. Coming into this map, they have some strong starts, but it's the mid-round calls. Do you necessarily need to go for that? At the very least, Typos is there to find the trade. Typos, my guy. Looking good over at middle. Once again, a advantage for the T side, but Cabby, do you need to go for the dry P? Probably not, mate. You're on your own on B. The B bomb site now going to fall. At the very least, they've got a bomb plant here, surely. This Molly is looking to deny the facts, and it will do some pretty big damage on the back end. Yeah, Narok goes down for that bomb plant, so comes in, but at a pretty big cost, and now a 3 versus 2. Looking good on the retake. They have a good amount of utility to utilize here. Obviously, the man advantage and the kit available, so play it cool, clear out some angles, looking good. A couple mollies into the smoke, certainly going to make a difference. And a key angle from Kylar, the man of the hour, perhaps, is going to be denied early on, but the double spray down from Kai. Oh no, they line up for him. The quick switch is clean enough, and AVEZ will get their first round on the board.
How about that from Kai? Man, we've come to almost expect that from him. Dialed in on Train. So far, so good here for him. I appreciate the attempt, Kyler. That's a pivotal kill. He gets there, really stuck at that point. And the spray transfer will come on in. That's how AVEZ gets their first on the board. And what I want to see is what's the bounce back from the Viking now on top of that. They've avoided A ramp. They went towards B, Scriv. Where is your break going to come from? AVEZ going to continue this A ramp pressure as it's a staple. It's a must in any T side default. But look for them to pressure mid a bit more. With Bialy already gone, though, I bet that's exactly what he was doing. And that's a deep smoke. Marcos is creeping. Oh, did Marcos spot it? Rouse is backing up, but he's a real one. You know he really wants to take that fight. The buy from the LYNGBY Vikings did not spell first pick, but it gets it done. And that sets their buy up a bit nicer than it was moments ago, Scriv. But we can see they're out of utility. They don't have much to work with. That's their second last smoke. AVEZ, I think they know what they're looking at here.
Ooh, great flashes coming in. How are they not able to find that frag? The smoke is down at the perfect time, and they have to be very careful here. It's a messy attack. Now Rock going to drop the bomb out in no man's land, and there's definitely a chance for some trades, but taking their man advantage, working on the flank here from Bird from Sky, who's already done a good deal of damage, will do even more as Kylar's left on 3 HP. The MP9 taking down the healthiest player. This is not looking good. Dropping the bomb as well. They're split all over the place on the AVEZ side of things. 25 seconds into a 2 versus 2. Kylar going to go for the peak, but he does not find a single frag. And it is all onto Marcos. Needs to get the bomb here. I don't think they're afraid to let him plant it. Does he have time to go B? Not at all. Gonna fake things out here, hoping to get some peaks, but none of them towards scaffold. Don't make the noise. Manages to find one. 5 seconds. Gotta go for the plant. Oh, no. He's missed it. He's missed it. That's the round to the LYNGBY Vikings. The timing wrong from Marcos. As now he's just gonna look to survive. That is an awkward end as AVEZ an absolute mess onto the A attack.
I can't believe they dropped that round. But you know what you won't drop? Not gonna drop those skins on Hellcase. You get codes to use. You get refill bonuses. Are you kidding? Oh, come on. Hellcase is the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, Script. And they're updated case battle. There's upgraded. There's dozens of giveaways and unique features. And you should check it out. You totally should. Awesome to have them being a partner. And thanks to their help, we are rocking Malta vibes non-stop, Script.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what it's all about. Great flash coming in. The spray down from Cabby is so messy, Keith. I feel like he should have gotten more than that, or at the very least gotten one and gotten away. This is going to give them a chance. Marcos leading the way with that AWP. They are falling like flies on the B-bomb side. The bomb going to get dropped. Oh, Marcos in with the collateral. Takes down his teammate. That's a whoopsie-daisy. Could make all the difference as well here. He's all by himself, and my God, AVEZ. Oh, that is tough. They were looking so good. They were clearing out the site. The rotations were coming in, but they give time. And, of course, frags back to those rotations as disaster strikes. And when you are now 6 rounds down, and you had a chance at only being 4 rounds down, oh, that's got to hurt. That's got to sting. You just got to move on and hope that, you know, you don't dwell on the fact. It's like, bro, why are you moving in front of me? I've got the AWP. You know, you just got to relax. Just got to keep it to yourself.
Yeah. You really do. AVEZ seem very panicky. They don't seem very in unison. Not the AVEZ we saw in train whatsoever. I have a feeling this is going to be a very CT-sided match. And if AVEZ can get 4 to 5 rounds on this T side, they can at least give themselves a chance. Bialy will finally best Bird from Sky in this mid-fight. Kai knows he has to find the trade. Cabby's coming over. Mid is getting absolutely crunched on. And it means B is open and A is weak. AVEZ have to react. They're going to shift walk up on towards Cabby. I believe Kai is going to drop all the way through spawn. And they have nothing to clear Cabby out of this back 90 angle. He can peek at his leisure. The flash will miss him as he sits and lies and waits in the tall grass. Finds a favorable peek. 1 for Cabby. Nearly the 3rd. He's gotten himself the 2, and again, it's enough. The B anchor's done his job. It's Kai in a 1v2. No way he's allowed to come through the smoke for free. Rals will not have it.
I'll touch on it after the round. Some people might have spotted it. The kill going to come in from Rals easily enough as the smoke dissipates there. Another team kill in this round from AVEZ. Slightly less awkward as it is the Molotov, right? Happens, the B-bomb site, it's all crazy. It's a little tight-knit over there, a little cozy, for sure. But still, 2 rounds in a row, team kills. It's going to have its toll, that is for sure. But we'll see here. Looking good for the LYNGBY Vikings, really picking up the pieces onto Vertigo. And it does look like we may well need our 3rd map, Inferno, to figure this one out, to find a victor. Fast round coming in from AVEZ, though. Are they going to be prepared for this on the LYNGBY Vikings side? Of course they are. Rolls with the double spray down. Twin X coming in to take down the front-facing man, Marcos. We do have Nara on the back end, though. And there are some low HP players here. This could get interesting as the long-range shot on the Tech 9 lands. Uh-oh. 2v2. The bomb making its way back over here with an AK in hand. Kylar reloading the D, getting ready, getting prepared, because this is definitely a doable situation for AVEZ right now. Bird from Sky has got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Not going to go for the peek. The flash coming in. It's pretty sound, but Naurot is able to get away from it. He's just got to get to the right side. So much damage done, and there it is. Kylar on the double spray down to finish things off. AVEZ will get the second round. The speed, the violence, the momentum. Too much for the LYNGBY Vikings.
Yeah, finally that's not banned and shut out by this B site, Scriv. AVEZ are finally able to crack in and finally get a plant and a decent post plant set up. It's been Kai and Kyler kind of stepping up and winning these big rounds for AVEZ, and that's not going to stop. Kyler the double spray down. Kai had it last time. They're taking turns, and a good time for a pause from AVEZ because you know you've made it scrappy. You haven't let the LYNGBY Vikings have too many clean rounds. They've always had to dump their utility. You know you've broken their cash recently, so their money cannot be too great here. And they are right in this assumption if that's exactly what they have in mind. Marcos probably discussing if it's worth him buying the op again, and they're probably all looking at him and saying as long as you don't shoot us in the back of the head. So he is going to go ahead and pick that up. Look for him to work an opening pick. But the LYNGBY Vikings have had no problems converting rounds like these, which is FAMAS's, Deagles, and SMGs.
We'll see some different angles, right? This is where you kind of pull out those fruity, riskier spots. Looking pretty good here from the LYNGBY Vikings. I like some of the angles, particularly the FAMAS being utilized massively here with the boost. But AVEZ playing it patiently. They know the position that they're in. I would kind of consider them a bit more of a CT-sided team, if I'm being honest. I think you're kind of alluding to that a little earlier as well. So definitely strange they start on the T side. Maybe a bit cocky, it has to be said. And they're kind of having their, confidence checked massively here. But if they are able to indeed put themselves in a decent position with the 5 or 6 rounds, could be great for them. Kai going to peek into 2 here. They're watching for this. Oh, Ralph. Oh, he came back. He looked away and then he looked back. Goodness gracious me, that timing could have been terrible. But in fact, it's all good. The LYNGBY Vikings going to find the first. To me, though, again, you're in a great position here. Kai, why are you just walking in by yourself? At the very least, ask for a flashbang there. Surely, they're so out in the open. Sure, he doesn't know that, but still, if they are, you've got yourself a nice and easy flash from a teammate, and they're blinded. He probably gets both. As it goes down, he will fall way too easily, and now LYNGBY Vikings have got a solid advantage to work with.
X gets tossed off the top of the building. Typos gets a reload in, but it's unfortunate. Careful with those TKs. It's almost having those TKs come in, but Kyler, well, he's not allowing anyone to get close to his teammates here. Cammy, one more Deagle shot. Honestly, could have won that with a Deagle shot apiece. Anyways, that's a big round they needed there, Scriv. Honestly. They maintain, they hang on. The LYNGBY Vikings economy's broken at kind of a perfect time for AVEZ. All of their previous sins into this match, all their mistakes, all their errors, all their team kills can be forgiven here because they have a time and a chance to win 2 in a row to go up to 4, right? Rifle round on towards 14. And they win that, then they break Vikings money again come the 15th. This is a pretty good situation for AVEZ. Definitely a recovery moment. And I think they don't want to mess this up. They don't want to allow this to slip away. Because I still feel like 5-6 on the T side for both of these teams in particular, even though it is a 60-40 map T sided. I think both teams are better on the CT side.
Yeah, I think so, right? So that kind of has to be considered. That has to be thought about by both squads. And AVEZ are in prime position. Free real estate right now, to be honest, in this round at the very least. Looking very, very good to get the 4th. Obviously, a pause coming in a bit more technical in nature, so hopefully not going to be too long here. We might have to look into the correct channels, you and I, Keith, and maybe get a bit of information. But for the moment, we're not worrying too much. And it does sound like, and it does look like, we are getting back into the action. So no major cooldown period here. That momentum that AVEZ have been building up looking good, looking workable. So we are indeed back into the action. There's probably not going to be an awful lot of it coming into this, though. The LYNGBY Vikings on the USBs for the most part. There may well be a P250 in here somewhere. Doesn't actually look like it, to be honest with you. And they're all just going to stack onto the A-bomb site and maybe rush down the ramp at the perfect time. So should be around it. They're sending a man forward. Kai maybe even needed one more than that. They need to drop that AK quickly and make sure that there's no save coming in. If Marcos falls here as well, it would be a mess. But hitting some great shots, and there you go. Narok going to come in and finish things off. So simple stuff. Even losing one there, though, as we like to say, you and I, any damage is good damage. But all the same, a 4th round for AVEZ, pulling things back here into the first half. Obviously can't take the victory, but trying to soften the blow, get themselves, I think, at least 5 rounds. 6 rounds would be great, 7 rounds would be brilliant, but 5 is a must.
Agree completely. Now, Twinx, with this big green gun back in his hands, looking to deal some damage. Bird from Sky sees nothing towards B. Look for him to start a little bit of a push. All the while, it seems like AVEZ are working in towards middle and A, kind of ignoring the B site, not giving it any attention or thought. Now getting iced out towards short. Watch for typos and Riles to double up here towards the short position, put Narok in a bit of a tough go. As AVEZ are using this utility to slowly clear out a ramp. Make sure that flush out those sandbags. This is the first time we've seen the boost from the LYNGBY Vikings getting sprayed. A little bit of a pre-fire. It may transition towards that pylon boost. And it looks like Riles is just going to default aggression here. The molly will land behind him. He's going to spray into the smoke, and Narok gets taken out in case it was actually a flash. I stand corrected. And AVEZ, yes, they're up mid, but they're not getting anything on this control. This default from AVEZ. Not finding any picks, not finding any real info. Kai finally answers back. Good flash, full blind typos, but he's peeking before it. And AVEZ are getting beat at their own game here, Scriv.
Getting a little thrown around in this round for sure. Up towards the B bomb site is Marcos going to try and find some kind of an opener. Meanwhile, over at the middle, timing is terrible for Bialy. He will fall, and Marcos now the only one left. They know exactly where he's at. The bomb plant going to come in, but this just buys time for, you know, the push to come in, the encroach, the pincer movement. The flash is perfect, and he will go down. The 9th secured by the LYNGBY Vikings. The bomb plant is really going to help here, though. As you can see, Kai and Kylar, not the richest. Definitely Kai, though. It's really going to help him out and mean that they perhaps can drop him across and not feel too much of the burn. But the 9th round for LYNGBY Vikings, narrowing the number that AVEZ are able to achieve in the end, the best possible number anyway. So, a bit more of a cushion going into that second half. And their CT siders look pretty good. This is kind of what we expected from them, having a much better showing here. But all the same, there is definitely potential for the T side to be just as good. We'll see. AVEZ may well be a tough battle for them if they can't get this rifle round, which gets off to a good start. It could be very hard for them, but Marcos trying to take matters into his own hands. Only lasts for a second, however, as the response comes in over on the ramp.
Man, these fights, and look at Bird from Sky. Timing is impeccable. Marcos, right when he thought he had the drop, right when he knew something was on its way, he gets shot and dropped out of the round. Twinx trying to mess around short with this AWP. He's getting tagged up, and a headshot lands. Kyler's spray is all too perfect as typos through the smoke, looking for something as Kai is dancing on the site. Nades aplenty. And finally, perhaps the plant. A full blind. Typos could not even find a kill. And Kai will find Bird from Sky. That'll be that. AVEZ will go ahead and secure that 5th. And just look at how messy it is, though, once they get onto this site. Typos was kind of looking all over the place. Does not go for the planter. And Kai will double in. I'm a big fan of that one. And a chance for 6. Truly for AVEZ, and that would be what I consider a turnaround from them. If they can secure this 6, confirm it, shut down this wacky little buy from LYNGBY Vikings. They're buying what they can. It's Bialy. Oh, Bialy. He'll hold that mid push. He's made that his oyster. It's been his world. And it leaves just 3 players remaining, Scriv, as Kai gets one more on top of it.
hello there.
Hi.
I'm back.
Yeah, I noticed you left, and I was like, I'll just keep going.
Yeah, I'm not sure. My internet seemed to have a bit of a fart there, dude. Hopefully,
Happens.
touch wood, knock on wood, right, as we say. Hopefully it all stays together. Looks good for AVEZ, though, here. So maybe I'm the bad luck charm. I disappear, and suddenly they pick up 2 rounds in a row. I mean, it's looking likely anyway. Typos and Twin X might turn things around here, but easier said than done at this point. Not looking very good for them at all, and that lack of kit's really going to make it difficult here. They have to find some frags before the bomb goes down. One of them going to be kept at bay. Twin X going to be dropped, and there you go. In unison, the final 2 kills will come through for AVEZ. That 9-6 that they were hoping for, that I said is a pretty good marker, especially considering how things started off here on their T side, the side that they picked. So a little curious that they fought. Don't look massively prepared for it. But all the same, a nice little recovery in the end, and it might just give them enough to work with here on the CT side, but we'll see. Again, we're looking at the odds here. It has spun around, and it is the LYNGBY Vikings looking pretty damn good. So they seem to have a lot of favor with the bookies at the moment. Of course, shout out to LootBet, the banner down below. You can get yourself a little bit of bonus cash by signing up with them, so do be sure to check that out.
Into the pistol. We see Bialy and Narok going for utility, but minus those kits. They do not plan or expect, Scriv, a plant to go down. They do not plan on that. And as Rails and Co look to group and head towards B, they too have a bit of a similar utility set. As an execute onto this B site looks inevitable. And a wall of smokes will go up. Markos probably going to get mollied out, or the sight boxes. It's going to be used towards sight box. Markos can just play around this 90. He has to pop off now. Stuck and trapped. Gets the one. Kai comes in. They'll finally deal with the 90 player. But Twin X, he's out of bullets and still fragging. Narod alone. He's going to have to be the USP master here, Scriv.
Oh, not going to happen for him either. That is a great start for the LYNGBY Vikings, as they will get themselves the pistol rolling. See what the CTs do to respond, but the constant back foot, the constant uphill battle here for AVEZ coming through in full fruition. Really not looking too good at all. They will force into this, of course, kind of as to be expected, particularly on a map like this. But we'll see. Few Deagles, MP9. Would have maybe liked to see a scout here, I'll be honest, Keith, to work with these Deagles that you've got. But it's still pretty good, a fair amount of utility and a nice little setup here. Love this at middle on top of each other. Certainly going to have to be careful when they move into that angle on the LYNGBY Viking side of things.
They're definitely being cautious, which is good. But they still have to be assertive. Can't give too much information over to the AVEZ boys, who are going to start to creep away from mid. Shift towards A very silently. And the Vikings are doing the exact same thing. They've mollied sandbags and are going to look to execute. And as soon as they put up these wall of smokes, watch for the flashers from AVEZ and look for them to pressure it. I imagine someone's going to fly through these smokes to support Kai. He is just going to be holding that short position, waiting for the smoke to fade. Call for a flash from Markos at any moment. The execute is inevitable now. There goes the smoke. 30 seconds on the clock. Kai gets run over. Bird from Sky able to close the gap. There goes Markos. Very aggressive. He gets traded. So the aggression from AVEZ, lacking those flashes I thought would have come in oh so dearly, but not to be. And now I bet they're considering saving these Deagles in armor. At least I hope it crosses their mind.
One would think that they're still kind of going for it here. It's not looking too successful. The final two will save and keep their pressure going. But they certainly could have had 3 here into the next round, which would have been a nice little change of pace for them. But not the case, Keith. They don't really take it in good stead. They just kind of throw themselves at that round. And LYNGBY Vikings looking very, very good here to close things out on Vertigo. Strong start to the second half. That's what they needed. And they will continue to work it and should be able to get another here. 12-6, really going to be a solid scoreline, right? And then the CT side bye won't be ideal. Economy is really going to be against them early on here, so not looking good. It's a tough ride early on for AVEZ, it has to be said, which, I mean, look, I figured the LYNGBY Vikings would have a decent chance here. AVEZ were looking so good on train, though, and it's a comfortable map for them, but it does seem like the LYNGBY Vikings, where you have some teams that, you know, starting off early, they will play a lot of Counter-Strike all across the board, right? Try and play every single map. But then you have LYNGBY Vikings coming in a little bit smarter, I would say, and working from the ground up, making sure they have some solid foundations before they just throw themselves at all the maps in the pool. One kill has come in for the CT side here, but Ral's going to hold things down nice and cleanly over the middle. Oh, beautifully.
Alrighty.
Done by him. One-man army at the moment. Going to drop that AK and leave Kai the only one left here for AVEZ to find anything at all. And with the bomb going down, it is certainly easier said than done for him.
Kai gets the drop, but just off the mark. A free Eagle if Bird from Sky would like it. And here we go, 12. Double the score of AVEZ right now is where Vikings will sit. And keep in mind, Inferno is the leftover map, which is great for both of these teams if required. But Marcos, he's broken out the AWP. Kyler with that oh so famous AUG so far today. And look for aggression here from AVEZ. Same can be said about LYNGBY Vikings, however, with those MAC 10s. Probably going to be a little assertive and dominant themselves. All the while towards A. Utilities getting dropped and plunged and so blind are these CTs. Weapon switching will not work out here, but it's Kai and Narot to still find two. AKs are dropped, MAC 10s remain. And it's LYNGBY Vikings backing up. They can't even get those guns safely. At least the M4.
There you go. Yeah, just the one. It is a bit of a bonus buy here from the LYNGBY Vikings, certainly to be considered. Kai just going a bit mad, spraying through, trying to find something. Not going to happen for him, but a nice response here from AVEZ. We're going to need to see the immovable object, honestly. And again, we use it a lot. It's a great phrase, but it just applied massively on train. And we'll see whether they can tap into that again. This round not quite over yet, though. The execute still coming in. Great little Molotov towards the back pillar here. Not quite perfect, so Kylar is able to stick around if he chooses, but ooh, okay, not going to play with the fire. Speaking of playing with fire, Kylar pushing forwards here, looking good. The AUG coming out so clean from him. So he gets one with the Molotov, two with the AUG, all very different kills. Very versatile young man. And if he can get this going, if he can keep it rolling already, I would imagine the top fragger with his 18th coming in at the end there. If he can keep that going and tap into some of the individual skill that he had over on train, particularly on that CT side, this could be a scary time indeed. He is actually the top fragger for the entire server. I didn't quite quickly get in enough for Cabby, so I'm about 90% sure. But all the same, looking very good, and we'll see whether he can continue that on. Marcos going to open up. This is looking good for AVEZ. So interesting to me, Keith, that they didn't start off on the CT side, because immediately with the rifles in play, we are seeing a much better side, a much better appearance from them.
Without a doubt. Marcos, I think, is going to really start to dial it in and come online with his AWP. His style just kind of suits Vertigo, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of rotation possibilities, a lot of opening picks, chances. And I think that's prime and perfect for him. And look at this. I talk him up and he delivers like clockwork. 2 for him, through the fire for the 4th. That isn't even fair. He is shooting straight fire. He'll finally get tossed off the building for his crimes, but he's already found 4 Scriv and Rawls is alone. That is the Marcos I know that has to come online for AVEZ to run this one back.
Uh-oh. This needs to be nipped in the bud quickly. This is the danger time. for the LYNGBY Vikings. They still have a good cushion of rounds to work with. Only 4. It's not massive. It's a couple buy rounds if you think about it. But still, they need to sort this out quickly. And this is not going to be the round to do it, Keith. They don't have the money. Not even to half buy. We might see a few deagles coming in for some of the richer players. But AVEZ are in prime position. Pole position even. They are so close to taking this at least even. At least making this second map a lot more interesting than it was set out to be. The CT side, again, looks so good from them. Why did we not see it earlier? Who knows? Who knows? Certainly some overconfidence, I think, coming in from them with the T side pick. Maybe they've been doing some work on it, right? And they wanted to give it a go against an opponent that they view as a little bit lesser. Well, I mean, they got the whole plan spat back in their face. We're actually going to see a force buy here. Why? Oh, I'm not a fan of this. Markov's going to open up aggressively as well on the AWP. Oh, the LYNGBY Vikings. I don't know about this choice. We'll see. Cabby coming in from behind, and they have indeed bamboozled them. But Markov and Kyle are holding it cleanly. Of course they will. The 2-man brick wall on that B bomb site. Impenetrable. And LYNGBY Vikings now definitely are not going to be able to buy, and AVEZ are in an even better position. Oh, why did they do that, Keith? Why did they do that to us?
I think they wanted to try to find Marcos and run him over, but they just essentially -1 rifle round from their total. Bialy's definitely punching his desk. He's the only one that died of those running back 10s. But yeah, they just punished themselves, right? That was simply just a half buy round, a couple pistols, maybe work a couple picks, trying to find economic damage. That's the type of round where you want to bait out utility, right? To make them drop those $800 mollies. Really make them sweat. Or sorry, $600. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I think they're 600, right? I'm losing my mind. Maybe it's 400. Huh. That coffee hasn't kicked in yet. But yeah, I'm very surprised we saw that buy come in from the LYNGBY Vikings. Marcos, yes, is still here. Now you're going to have to try to execute on him with pistols. I don't hate that idea either. But he's going to take a shot and drop that molly of his own. There it goes. Typos is close, but Kyler's not blind. Smokes will bloom. Marcos giving a chance to line a couple up. He has a pistol of his own, and it's a Tech 9, and he can run and gun it. Jumping around 90. Flicking over to the last. Why not? Bialy's there. He was the mid player. So these two players in Kyler and Marcos towards B, they're going to be hard to deal with. And Bialy's going to be the rotator. And you never know when they're going to throw Marcos towards a ramp. LYNGBY Vikings have to figure something out.
In this round as well. It's really getting to a point where AVEZ are possibly able to turn things around to. But this is looking worrisome. This is looking so worrisome for the T side. This round is so important. They need to get it on the board. They need to apply themselves, pick up a clean one. And the fast A play seems to be the order of the day. T's everywhere. Now we're all going to get caught off guard. Kai in an advanced position in alleyway has to drop back. It's an early advantage. It's a quick rotation coming in from the CT side, though, so they're going to have to move quickly here. Kylar, of course, who else to chime in for the T side, just goes bounding through B. In behind them now in just a few moments, we'll have this flank in the best position possible, and they have slowed things way down. Need to move in quickly. Need to find that window of opportunity. Great little shot coming in from Cabby. Kai looking the wrong way at the wrong time. That's so very messy. Cabby leading the way here. Looking so good. Bialy cannot deny the bomb plant. But like I said, Kylar on that flank. He's been waiting for this for a while. Will they expect it? It's going to be so tough, though. It's still a 3 versus 2. And essentially 2 3v1s. So they could play this correctly. They could play this cleanly. There you go. Kylar going to chime in with the first. Probably needs one more, and kind of needs Bialy to start edging forwards. Okay. Kylar, nice and confident. Not ready for the second player, however, who catches him on the quick switch. And it will all be down to Bialy. Molly coming in as he taps onto the bomb. Not a lot of time to deal with. He knows where one is at, but Cabby's just playing the time. And there you have it. Will be taken down. LYNGBY Vikings, when they are needed most to step up, they will do so. Pick up their 13th. And AVEZ, not back to square one, but certainly knocked down a couple pegs.
Beautiful. Yeah, cash is still there for AVEZ, actually, for this buy and the next. But that's what the LYNGBY Vikings needed. They don't mind downgrading typos in towards some smoke flash. But that round was a lot cleaner. I like the way they got a ramp control, able to phase back those A players, punished for only playing a couple there were AVEZ. And now they're gonna switch things up. Bialy wants to get aggressive. He wants to get assertive. Punished. I think he went a little too ham. Perhaps not ready for that smoke or the spam back. Although he gets punished for his troubles. That's what I like to see from AVEZ. Kyler, he's in trouble. They are gone up close and personal on him on towards his B site. He'll molly out Jenny. Smoke from Reeds. He was waiting for that one. And as Reels will just sit and wait, the nade doesn't do oh so much. I mean, it's damage, but it's nothing that Kyler wanted. And this retake's going to be bloody Scriv.
It's about to be an absolute bloodbath, isn't it? Moving across, moving in. So much fire, so many bullets ringing out. The kills will eventually come through. It's still hard to tell who is winning here, but Kylar, of course, taking matters into his own hands. All going to be onto typos. The defuse coming in. He can't stop it, though. He's blinded himself there a little too much. And AVEZ will be straight back in with an 11th. Is it short-lived here from the LYNGBY Vikings, or can they indeed close things out? That is the question that we are asking. That's probably the question that they're asking themselves. They will be able to just about get together a bye, but AVEZ still hot on their heels.
Hot on their heels is a good way to put it. AKs, what gun does Typos have? He's the Deagle man. Electing not to go for one of those Mac 10s that he surely could have afforded. Instead, full utility with that Deag. Marcos letting him know that he is still towards B. And he could rotate off if he so chooses. And it's just Bialy to hold mid passively. What a nade from Narot to find Twin-X. The spray in towards A ramp. The nade back it up. Bialy, I'm not sure what. Maybe he was thinking about trying to cross, and now they've lost B. With Cappy finding that kill on Marcos, it puts Kyler in a weird spot. He knows the mid pinch could happen. He realizes B is lost, but if Narok gets bomb, he's not even gonna check his left. He's just gonna push into these stairs. Yeah, I don't know what he was looking for there. Weird round from AVEZ. Just too many mistakes.
Sucks. Absolutely sucks, but it is the nature of the game. That's the way that it goes from time to time. Oh, we'll see. Kylar's still alive, my dude. Anything is possible. Great little molly coming in. He's going to look to get aggressive into it, though. That's absolutely fantastic. Gets one through the smoke as well. Oh, goodness. Kylar holding strong. He's left on 17 HP. One stray bullet is enough to take him down. They're still not able to land it, though. I think through the girder there, as he only takes 10 damage. And he's kept them back. 30 seconds. He's bought some time. Kai has moved in. Are they going to go A? Are they going to wait patiently? Oh my goodness, the LYNGBY Vikings being put to the test in a round that surely they should have secured. 20 seconds left. They have got to make a move. And AVEZ know it, just waiting patiently. Starting to second guess themselves and edge towards the A bomb site, but Kai with a nice timed peek will drop the bomb. 10 seconds for Reels to play with. He takes down the first. Knows vaguely where the second is at. Oh, the pre-fire comes in from Kai though, and AVEZ pull that round back from the jaws of defeat, Keith. How do we let that one slip,
Who is
LYNGBY?
it, Scriv?
Oh my goodness.
Who are
It's
the two
big man.
players to do
He's
it?
right here, dude. He's right here.
Unreal. The fact that Kyler can rotate in that quick with confidence and assertability, that I hope that's a word, but he was very assertive in his stance there. And he trusts Key to back him up. He trusts Kai to back him up. Those two together, 19 on Marcos, 19 on Kai, 28 on Kyler. Already more kills than he ended last game with. I think he ended last game with 27, if I'm not mistaken. So he is putting on a show. Absurd how dialed in he is. And AVEZ are one round away from tying this and then taking the lead. And just look at the buy from LYNGBY Vikings. They feel like they have to go for this purchase. And Marcos has the AWP. They know how close they are to breaking AVEZ's money. They're right on the precipice, right on the cusp of doing so. And I wonder where LYNGBY Vikings will head, Scriv. Is it going to be a quick A hit, a B pop? What do they have in mind?
Pressure is on both sides here. Kai gonna take so much damage early on. And it slows way down. The early signs of aggression from the LYNGBY Vikings. Not gonna continue. Nobody wants to be that player to make the mistake or the first to go down untraded. it would be disastrous. It would perhaps be terrible. The peek comes in from Kai. He's able to get one, almost two. They got caught with their pants down massively there, Keith. Does get traded back, but I feel like, sure, he doesn't get the 2 frags, but the damage surely is enough to work with. And so much information for that as well. He spots pretty much the entire team. So the CT is going to become more confident in their A-hold, more assured of it, rotating a player across, leaving the big man Kylar over on B. But they don't want nothing to do with that right now on the LYNGBY Vikings side of things. Molly going in there, I believe, to split them up ever so slightly. One plan will come in just a second. Bialy. Double stack, waiting patiently. Bomb will make its way in. There we go. The flash will be coming through. Bialy goes on high, but they were ready. Typo's in a great position. The patience there that they had pays off. Rolls as well on the back end of things. This is looking good. This is looking good. They're not expecting it at all. Oh, messy spray down. But he will fall. And now they have another avenue of attack to wait for. Kylar, you did it in the last round. You're going to have to do it again, my guy. And the A-bomb site ever so slightly harder. Especially when that bomb is down. Especially when you're trying to bait the peek in here. The nade does finish off Cabby. Touchdown, but Rawls on the back end is just waiting patiently. He knows you've got to deal with him, and he just waits. He's played his part magnificently into this round, even taking down the God King himself, Kylar. And there you go, the 14th for the LYNGBY Vikings. If it continues like this, they will take it over the line, and we will indeed require Inferno.
Yeah, I do appreciate that flank patience, right? Getting your one that you're owed and then not pressing the issue. If he dies right away and that nade kill comes in, it's a 2v1. The patience, the waiting game, the not wanting to be that guy to lose the round for your team, and he won't. The force back from AVEZ includes a double op setup. I love this. There's no way LYNGBY Vikings are expecting the double ops from AVEZ. It is such a risk. The boost, yes, Bird from Sky will get the first, but as soon as that smoke clears, they're going back into an op. Op on A, op on B. The one saving grace is their executes have been deadly. They've isolated these ops. Their utility is on point with the smokes and flashes. That's the issue for AVEZ right now. Double ops are great, but these executes are neutralizing the one you have. So are you in trouble too? I'm not so sure.
Kylar, he wants to be the hero here. Does need to be careful. LYNGBY are in a great spot. Cannot mess this up. I mean, it's possible, right? But really need to secure the 15th at the very least. Marco's aggressive position. Here's them just to his left. The peek will come in. No flash for him. He gets the reset as well. Second coming in. No way. This is so messy as he gets the third. LYNGBY. Ah, frustrating. Marcos looks so good, but come on, man. They are the easiest shots of his life, and he knows it. Will eventually go down, but he's secured the man advantage in the meantime. A huge 3K coming through. The frustration from the T side will be vented forwards, and it will be unsuccessful. Oh, God, they get the opening advantage, and the trading of the alleyway is so messy. Just watch this. Gets the first. He should die. Cabby needs to fully commit here. He was in between, you know, he was recocking the bullets there. Rawls, you kind of feel bad for him, right? Because he's putting into a really, really tough spot where the two-man leading the way should have traded that. But he's able to get away, get into a safer position, get ready, re-scope. Like, there's a good second of action there that they could have capitalized on. Oh, it makes you so angry. It makes you so, so angry. Imagine being a fan. Imagine being the players. Oh, goodness. And we'll see. We'll see. They've now got to bounce back from that with a very weak buy.
They know they're making it easy for him. That is without a doubt. They're going to boost the player. Top drywall, that's Bialy. Narot with the op. Who's holding short? No one's looking short. I'm confused by the setup by AVEZ. And Kyler's just going to peek into them? This is getting a little absurd. I'm not sure what AVEZ are trying to achieve here. Narot with the op. Big pick on the Cabby. The push from Kai. Well done. How are they letting Narot do this? Don't let him get one more. Thank you, Twinx, who doubles in. And AVEZ get punished for the weirdity of their setup, Scriv, just not normal. Off kilter. Things are getting really weird. Marcos is still alive. Bialy yet to be spotted, and as the smoke will fade, there has to be another one from Rouse, and here goes Marcos. And he finds him through the smoke. Are you kidding me? Retake is on. Smoke on the bomb. Kit's in play, Scriv. Hold on.
Flash is coming in. Moving forwards. There's no way. There is no way. I'm already not believing it here for AVEZ. Oh, Twinx gonna find the kill onto Marcos. Bialy the only one left. Tap onto the bomb. Playing it nice and slow. Twinx not giving the peek until the very last second. There's hardly any time to work with. Bialy looking like he's gonna go for the hold. He loses the fight. What? That's so awkward. They both run out of ammo or something. Bialy thought he'd found the kill and tried to get on the bomb as quickly as possible. Oh, okay. That looked very awkward. But LYNGBY Vikings with the weak buy are able to get it over the line. Again, both of these teams really letting the easy one slip.
I have no words. That setup from AVEZ was just bad. I don't know what else to really say about it, Scriv. I can't butter it up. I can't find any positive there. It was just not good. You give up short, but no one's spotting it. It leaves Nara really exposed. Good to him to find those 2 picks, but you're fighting behind smokes on sight. It's not the best position to be. And here you are with a sprinkling of a buy to keep yourself going. Fighting for OT now. That is a rough look, and they're already up mid of the LYNGBY Vikings. We've just been able to capitalize on these mistakes from AVEZ. AVEZ have set themselves up for failure at times, and LYNGBY Vikings have not dropped the ball when it comes to taking advantage of it, Scriv.
Kai just barely surviving there. No. Stay. Oh. Oh, check the angles. Check the angles. Please. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. He almost finds all of them. So much damage coming in, though. This could be devastating. Typo's taking down Naurot. It's still possible. They need to find Bialy for me to stop believing he'll drop the bomb. He finds the healthiest player in the form of Rawls. Kylar on the way. Oh, Kylar behind. This could be absolutely huge. Bialy trying to find one through the smoke. Just has to wait patiently. They have hardly any time to work with Kylar, though. Great position. Finds the first, the second as well coming in. Oh, Cabby has to clutch out 1 versus 2. They might just have done enough, but Cabby's still alive. He gets the timing onto the first. Bialy on the bomb, expecting him to come from the scaffold. Maybe gets the information in that he dropped there and someone else heard it. Great angle from Cabby, and he will finish it off. Oh my goodness, that is such a close way to end the game. Could have been absolutely devastating. Maybe if Kai had a little more HP to work with to find another kill, but it's not the case. An Inferno will indeed be required. But my God, that is an exciting map. Jeez, that is so wild to keep up.
32 from Kyler. Just too many mistakes on the side of AVEZ. It's unfortunate they couldn't get a couple more on their T side, because we saw how comfortable LYNGBY Vikings were getting that mid control. Their B executes. The way they were able to take a ramp was seemingly clean nearly every single time. And I am worried for AVEZ because there's a lot of mistakes. And I think if they would have won, I think it was 14-13 when that execute came in on that site. And it just did not go their way at all. I think I called that a bad setup, and it completely was. Because you're stuck on site, your op is top box, but no one's holding short. They just set themselves up to get run over. And full taking advantage of it was the Viking boys.
Yeah, 100%, right? 100%. I think they were looking so good there. A hell of a lot better than we saw on the first map. Definitely more comfortable. And kind of a decent level team on Vertigo. It's certainly what we were expecting, like more comfort from them and whatnot, more preparation. But AVEZ, for me, you know, I thought going into it had the individuals, had the momentum, and just kind of an outmatch kind of nature between the two teams. So certainly me underestimating them. I think AVEZ did as well. Would have been a very different map if they started on the CT side. My God, like the B bomb site was a no-go zone. they could not hit the beat bomb site on that T side, which really could have had an effect on the way that things played out if it wasn't an uphill battle for AVEZ, if it wasn't okay, let's just keep forcing this, let's keep the pressure on, we're getting close, we've still got rounds on them, we still have money, we can throw ourselves at this. That's kind of what the LYNGBY Vikings were going for me. And like I say, picking that T side, certainly curious, and maybe not something they'll do again in the future on the AVEZ side of things.
Yeah.
But all the same, credit to the LYNGBY Vikings, looking very, very good across the board. I'm really impressed with what I saw.
Yeah, well, we have a Blazing Inferno up next, Scriv. It's the map number 3. My throws keep getting better and better here at Malta Vibes. As we take a quick break, grab some water, maybe the fire will get put out at Inferno. Who knows? Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I production was counting, and then I lost count, and then now we're here. Scriv, Malta Vibes is brought to you by Gaming Malta, home of gaming excellence. Unfortunately, my intros are not an excellent part of the show right now. The CS is. That's all that really matters, though.
Yeah, of course. We're getting into Inferno after a really close and exciting second map there. Vertigo was a hell of a watch. A lot of mistakes being made, a lot of close moments, particularly that final round in the end. But yeah, looking really, really, really good across the board, it has to be said. Both teams really chiming in. Kylar, brick wall for AVEZ. I think his CT side play is some of the best that I've been seeing over the past couple of weeks, so he's looking really, really strong. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, we got Riles as a nice all-rounder, but pretty much everybody kind of chiming in to give them the victory there over on Vertigo. So really happy with what we've seen in that map. They were a lot more prepared, that is for sure. But we'll see whether that chimes in here onto Inferno. I think this one could be a little bit closer, though. You and I have been talking about it a little bit. And it definitely does seem that these two teams are comfortable, but not super strong. So we'll see. But I honestly think a CT-sided start here for AVEZ could pay absolute dividends, because I don't know why. Very weird decision. Kind of kept saying it throughout, but them starting up on the CT side of things on Vertigo certainly seemed a little strange to me, if I'm being honest, because we saw them go onto the CT side and their play stepped up massively. They look so much better. So definitely a bit of a weird one in that sense. It does appear we've got the knife round coming in, though, Keith. So any quick thoughts before we move into Inferno?
I beat the Halo 3 campaign on Legendary, and I was 0.1% of players to do so.
Okie dokie.
Oh, you mean about the game?
Yeah, I was kind of looking for some more.
Yeah, some more insight instead of my accomplishments. You mean?
Right.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be very reminiscent to Vertigo. You're going to have longer CT rotates, so information is going to be more prevalent. I didn't find either team on the CT side really pushed or prodded for information, but that is a staple of Inferno. So I am looking for CT sides to be willing to be aggressive, willing to take these fights, try to be assertive, try to find that information and justify that player rotating off Arch or the player coming off from B. And if they do that, I think we should be okay.
Hopefully. Oh, okay. Okay, well, awkward times. CS seems to have had a bit of a crash there. So you're back with us.
Happens.
Beautiful boys. Hopefully we should be able to get into the game and not miss much of the action. We'll, of course, try and give you the updates on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling excited about this one, honestly. I think it's going to be a cool end. Obviously, this is not the finish. If you win this, you got to go on and play Gambit Youngsters a little bit later on. Of course, if you lose, then see ya. But it's going to be a bit of a long evening, so I think whoever wins this would probably want to do it kind of cleanly, get a bit of time before moving into Gambit Youngsters, because that is going to be such a tough best of three. Honestly, they are a very explosive team, and I feel AVEZ, kind of the favorites coming into this, struggling against them on that second map. If they're struggling against LYNGBY Vikings this evening, Gambit Youngsters is going to give them a real big run for their money.
Yeah.
So kind of worrying in that sense.
Yeah, especially Gambit Youngsters, who are very individual heavy. They are a team that's scrappy, in your face. They're not afraid to push that information. They're not afraid to fight you nonstop. We'll talk about that more when we actually get there.
Yeah,
but you're right. I do agree that whoever goes up against them is going to have a harder challenge without a doubt. Like, the Gambit Youngsters have a bigger map pool, and they are just deadly. So I do hear a counter in my ear. So maybe that is CSGO getting ready to jump back into it. I'm not 100% sure. But I do feel like this one's going to be close. Again, it does come down to information for me. Truly.
Yeah, I think so, right? I think both of these teams have kind of struggled when it comes to conversion almost, right? We talked about it after the first map. It was very, very prevalent for the LYNGBY Vikings that their mid-rounding just, not sound. And there were a few rounds on the T side of Vertigo where as well they threw things away and whatnot. So I think getting that solid advantage, and Inferno is a great map where you start off with an advantage, you find an early pick, hopefully you're able to convert that. You're able to keep things rolling and kind of slow things down, play the rotational game on that T side and whatnot. So I think the mind games are really going to come into it a bit more, and the decision making, although a bit slower maybe, I feel like is a lot more impactful and could really make a difference, you know, and you might walk into someone at the wrong time and get clapped or whatever it may be. So yeah, I think it's going to be very, very important to make those mid-round decisions clean and not make the silly mistakes that we've seen from them in the past.
Yeah, I don't think either team have been playing even particularly well. I think that's fair to say. I think they've both been making mistakes. They've both had opportunities to capitalize on each other's errors and mistakes. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think both teams' mid-rounding has been struggling in the sense that they're very unsure. Kyler, he's been decisive, right? He's known what he's wanted to do, and he set himself up for it. But that's 1 out of 10 players doing so, right? It's not a very good percentage look. A lot of sloppy retakes, a lot of questionable setups from both teams. But I think Inferno is one of those maps where it's easier to be stable. You have those pit setups, you have those A site holds, and win the game, Scriv.
Beautiful. Beautiful, and we managed to get the pause in there in good time as well and communicate everything across. Obviously, there was a CSGO crash on our end, but we do not miss any of the action. So we're into things. There you can have a look at the odds. It's still pretty heavily in favor of AVEZ, it has to be said, but, well, we'll see how that turns out. Some impressive performances on the LYNGBY Vikings map. Can they keep it going on Inferno? That is the big question that we have.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not necessarily sold. But AVEZ looking to get in towards a apps. Looking for a bit of an explosion. Perhaps a Hall's pop is in the works. There goes the Moto Smoke. The flash over for Cabby to have to tuck into the pit. And can Cabby frag out from this position? He cannot. His teammate is way disconnected as the Vikings went for 3 players towards B. Will not pay off. And this retake with 1 flash scriv, that might become an issue.
Ooh. Naura Bialy holding things down from short. Beautiful stuff. Bird from Sky does get 1, but traded back immediately. No hope at all coming in there. And AVEZ will get the pistol pretty quickly, pretty decisively on the board there, Keith. That is a great way to open up here onto an Inferno, and we'll see. LYNGBY Vikings, they're going to force up. They are indeed. Doesn't seem like everyone's quite on the same page, deciding what to buy, perhaps. But Bird from Sky going for it very early on indeed. He seems to have -1 kill. That's awkward. Did he kill his teammate? Did I miss that? Oh, no. Maybe that was the kill he got. I don't know. Double nades coming in towards middle. Looking to clean this round up before it's even begun here. The bullets are close through the smoke, but not quite sound. AVEZ looking set to get a second. Ooh. Too slow, boys. Kylar is so fast and crisp and clean and clinical. Is so good right now, and well, if that's the way he's going to start things, imagine how he finishes them. Clean round coming in from AVEZ once again.
Kyler's been having one hell of a series. This is the best I've seen him play out of all the
Keep
times.
your eyes
we've
on this
watched
guy
him.
for sure.
Yeah. I think he is ready to be picked up and ready to make the jump. At least if he's destroying at this level, he'll at least be decent at the next. I don't think there'll be a big transition phase for this guy from tier 2, 3 up to 1. I think he's pretty close, if not almost there. Can he put up numbers on Inferno? The answer is yes so far, but will it continue to translate into rifle rounds? This is going to be AVEZ just holding, waiting for some sort of aggressive push, peek, or fight from the Viking side because they only have USPs. AVEZ realizes, they know, and you can see why they're playing so safe. I imagine they'll send Narod up towards B or maybe up towards mid, just kind of as a solo prod for that information. But so far, Scriv, the LYNGBY Vikings not afraid to fight for that bananas. What I've learned so far, they understand keeping 3 players to be important. Bialy. Ooh, that's an AK. They're going to try to save that. Nate comes in. They'll leave Narod to fight it. The molly and the spray is good enough. Kyler's kind of the cleanup man, isn't he? Cabby not getting that AK in his hand fast enough. And Kyler should be able to clean this up. So it's going to be 3 for AVEZ, only losing 1. Because I just trust him. I just have full faith in him.
Yeah, man. He's got the quick reactions. It's not like a headshot or anything, but still just the fact that, you know, he spins around as soon as he gets shot at. 6-0. How much further does this go, baby? You know what I'm saying? He's looking good. See, first rifle rounds come through, Keith. This has got to be picked up by LYNGBY Vikings, otherwise they're going to be in with a very, very tough start here to Inferno. I like it from TwinX, but not able to find anything, unfortunately. We'll see the fast action in at Banana. So much damage coming in. 6 HP between Marcos and Kai. They have been absolutely melted by bullets, by nades, by mollies, whatever it may be. But that is a pretty bad start. Almost a disastrous start, in fact, if they'd have both gone down. So there you have it. Banana secured by the LYNGBY Vikings.
Secured and controlled. These AVEZ boys lucky to be alive, that is for sure. 1 in 5 HP. How do they get into this A site? LYNGBY Vikings with full banana control, confident to bring that 4th player to A. Cabby, does he get count sleeping? He's still alive on balcony. Can he deal damage? He can, and Rouse from site holds it. The setup holds strong. AVEZ, yes, they get the kills on the entries, but they do not look up. Cabby strikes from above, and Rouse on site. The 4 players here is not what AVEZ were expecting, and it's a low HP, boys, to bring it back, Scriv. Not a promising look. Oh! Hello?
Okay. TwinX? Oh, God. Oh, no.
Have they all just lagged out?
Oh, no.
Oh,
I think so.
no.
Oh, that's... God damn, that's terrible. That is terrible.
Wait, did the round just auto end?
He, like, timed out.
He timed out,
Yeah.
right. Wow. I'm going to put my hat on.
That sucks.
We make
That
it back
sucks,
to
man.
us.
That does suck. Been a bit of a tough start here, hasn't it, from a spectator standpoint?
It's been a little tough, yeah.
Players dropping out.
It seems like most of the Limburg Vikings are back, though. That's just so unfortunate. And I don't think Cabby lagged out by the time Kai peeked him. And then after that, it happened. So
yeah, that's difficult to know, but I don't think he did.
That's tough.
And then he slammed his desk and he knocked the router off. That's what's happened.
Honestly, would not be surprised, because getting a 5 HP Mac 10 player running across the stream from Hay midair with a Mac 10, killing you in pit while you have 70% of your health. Yeah, that's a desk slam. That is, without a doubt, a desk slam.
You definitely have to think as well, right? Like, this is kind of interesting, the way that things have turned out here, because, like, there's no way that they would know those 2 players are left low. So you can kind of see it in your mind's eye, even as the fight went down. It is a shame that we didn't get to see it, because I feel like they could have at the very least gotten the control of the A-bomb site. And then 1v2 against an AWP, he doesn't care if you're low HP. It doesn't make a difference. So, and like I say, they're not going to know that they're low HP. So it's a real shame. It is a real shame that we don't get to see that fully play out. But it is what it is. All right. We got the man back, though, of course. So we should be getting back into the action pretty quickly here. Nothing we can do about that one, unfortunately. LYNGBY Vikings, you know, damage done. Lost a good couple of players. Can't really replay that one. But yeah, normally if you see things like that, you're like, damn, sucks that they lose the round, but they were going to lose anyway, or something along those lines. But definitely looked very winnable with those 2 remaining players being on the combined HP of 6, I believe. May have been 7. Can't quite remember. 5
and 1. So yeah,
6. So 6. Okay. Should have been confident with the man. Confidence is key, as they say. But a 4th round for AVEZ, starting off very, very well here. Handed a gift from God for sure. But we'll see here. We'll see whether LYNGBY Vikings can bounce back from that. They just really, as difficult as it is, because that is something that's out of your control. It's so annoying. You can't even be like, ah, damn, if only we'd have done this, or don't make the same mistake again. But it's like, unlucky. It's just unlucky. There's just nothing you can do, which, for me, I would find more annoying. I suppose it depends on how you are as a person.
Here we go. With Bird from Sky going down early, that's a confident kill from the AVEZ side. Keep in mind, it is just a little bit of pistol, some armor, and players can afford it from the LYNGBY Vikings side. Scriv. Max loss, keep in mind, is an effect, which means buys aplenty if they continue to take these round losses. And unfortunately, that one player at A making noise has pulled the solo B player away. And it is as free as we can believe. AVEZ will walk in the site, plant this bomb, and look to move in towards the next round. There will be an op for TwinX with armor and utility. They'll have everything they need, Scriv. And look for them to probably look to get aggressive. When you get upset, when you get a little rattled, when things start not going your way, CT sides like to fight. I have a feeling the LYNGBY Vikings will not be afraid of doing so. And they're going to try to kill as many AVEZ members as they can here. They're willing to lose everything, and rightfully so. I want them to commit all three. All four. Doesn't matter. They're not making money. They only have AK. Try to work a pick and just not a single one. I don't even think they could have bought one if they tried.
Yeah. AVEZ looking on top of things, looking clean and crispy here onto Inferno. Very nice stuff indeed. Into another buy round though, LYNGBY Vikings robbed of their previous one. There is no beating around the bush, but see whether it affects them or not. They just have to take it in their stride, come into this next one, get it in the bag. 3 players starting off on the B-bomb site early on here, Keith, trying to get some early damage, which was very, very successful last time, has to be said. Gonna go for it again. Double nades coming in from the T side though, and the third one to finish it off. The double touchdown from Bialy, and the 5v3 immediately off the bat. AVEZ with a perfect start. They take LYNGBY's own strategy and played against them, it seems, and now Rals is left by himself to hold down the B-bomb site. Will they ever come though? They have slowed things down. They've turned around, and they are looking to move towards A. And that would be the correct call, in all honesty. And they're keeping 2 players here to sell the fate. This is perfectly done by the T's.
They're playing really well, aren't they, Scriv? They'll commit those 2 players. They've gone fishing. Well, I should say AVEZ has gone fishing, and the Vikings have bit. Or bitten, bought. Whatever word you wish to use, they have taken the bait, and it's looking like an AVEZ easy conversion. They can't even believe the A site's cleared themselves. LYNGBY Vikings perhaps having the mentality of if they go A, we just save anyhow, get that op on TwinX out of into the next round. But AVEZ, I bet they hunt. This B player, Marcos, is probably given the go-ahead to try to work a pick here, maybe throw a flash in, molly something, because any kill he finds here is pivotal moving forward. And a 6-0 start on T-side Inferno, I don't think you're going to get a much better start than this.
They'll keep the rifles, at the very least, on the LYNGBY Viking side, but yeah, AVEZ are just steaming ahead. Like I say, I honestly think they could have just cleaned things up here if they started on the CT side. It's a very strange decision to me. On vertical, I mean. Because when it comes to a slightly slower, slightly more methodical style, they do seem to be on top when they can control things a little more. Vertigo is fast, comes at you, you know, and I think the T side, you have to keep that pace up, and you have to find the early frags and all the madness that goes on, and they just couldn't do it. So it was a constant uphill battle onto their CT side, and then they lost the pistol as well. You know, it was a really hard time, but coming into Inferno, they're nice and comfortable. They know they can take this. They're looking very strong indeed. Early nadage coming in from the CT. He's going to find a bit of damage onto Marcos, but not very much to speak of. Once again, 3 over in Banana. Nades are doing nothing in this round, so we've seen some crazy nade damage from both of these teams, but this time, nothing. Just nothing at all. Little bits of chip here and there onto a couple players, but ultimately a quieter start. Ooh, Kai in a great position. Finds the first. Doesn't get the second. The trade is important, but still going to be detrimental. Only 2 players in on the A-bomb site. Both in the pit. Both being flashed out. Rals, though, his position not known. Finds one. Finds a second. The peak coming in is not perfect from Kami. But time is being bought. Rotations are in. Typos was pretty close on the speed walk. He makes it in nice and fast, and Marcos in a 1 versus 3. So it looks like LYNGBY, bar some kind of heroics from the big man, are going to get themselves their first round. Okay, the quick scope way too quick. He doesn't find it. And Typos will take him down. And there you have it. They finally do indeed get a foot in the door.
Now, the big thing is stringing this round together. Normally, way back when, you would get hard reset here, and that would be it. Your stringing of rounds would be just atrociously impossible. Now, with the loss bonus, maintaining a chance for a bye in the next, possibly, but they really do want to win this. They cannot allow AVEZ to just get right back on their feet, get money back into their pockets, and then they're back to square one. This has to be a confidence-boosting round, and Kai does not allow that to happen. The one entry nearly doubles in. No one was there with him. That could have turned into 2 real quick, but the rest of AVEZ coming in towards middle. TwinX up in hand, about to be flashed off, baiting for the player in Cubby. He's gonna peek. Cabby has to spray them all down and only gets the 1. Typos is in trouble. Typos is fiercely typing to his teammate to get over here and help him, but he's spelling the A site wrong, Scriv.
Know he's around. They know he's around. Oh, it dissipates though just for him, and he has the angle. Kyle are gonna fall. Maybe if he stands strong here, gets another. 1 more required. Bialy will drop him, but maybe the time has been bought. It's hard to tell. Bird from Sky not able to get him fast enough to find the initial trade. And is left with it all to do. Low HP as he creeps around from short here. The bomb, oh, planted for Bialy, but Bialy peeks out the wrong time. Quick switching across. And Bird from Sky gets it done. The defuse will come in easily enough. He's retrieved the AWP. He's trying to earn as much, or save as much cash as possible with the utility, but not an awful lot coming in. He gets himself a couple flashes, I suppose, and an AWP, of course. And a second round, importantly. That's what they were after, as the LYNGBY Vikings seem to find a bit of momentum. Can they keep it going, though? Because AVEZ still in a really good position with 4 rounds in the lead.
Alrighty. I am starting to get a little bit of a feel for the Vikings. I mean, they're relying heavily on individual performances right now, on individual site holds, but they're at least willing to fight for that banana. Not afraid to fight in towards brackets and arch. And without fear, that is a good way to start. But it's AVEZ with the split on A. TwinX and Pit. No flashes over as they come through that low smoke. Can TwinX get 2 just off the mark? It's Typos alone. Molly will not essentially flush him out. He can chill. He can hang out. He can wait. And if he just lives in Pit, it makes this retake 10 times easier, Script. Tyler and Co trying to deal with him, and Narot spray connects. And here comes the utility from those B players yet to be used. And this is going to be nuts. Head angle to be held. Kyler around the pillar. He sees him jumping up towards Bike, and it's Marcos alone. What a shot on Cabby. It's not planted for him, and a smoke on his right. He's going to go for it, but Rouse is ready. And it's Lindbergh Vikings with 3. They have recovered beautifully.
Monsters. Absolute monsters in the past few rounds. The individuals that we needed, that we wanted, looking very, very good. Stepping up. Big, big way. See whether they can keep it going here. As the money's still available for AVEZ, they will get another buy that is just as sound as the last. TwinX. Going for the aggressive peak, just holding the passive angles here. Nothing much coming early on, Keith. A bit of a slower round from both sides. Early utility once again, seeing all these double nades ring out from both sides throughout the banana control of this game. Oh, Kylar, though. He's not blinded, and he'll find a clean headshot onto Cabby. That's an unfortunate play. It's a perfect flash onto Bialy. But of course, he's got a friend, and his friend is just waiting to be unleashed. Every round, the tiger waiting to pounce. And this round, he does so very cleanly indeed. Is it going to be enough, however? Only the one-man advantage. Ooh, but they've drawn massive amounts of attention towards that A-bomb site with that frag. And again, the mid-rounding from AVEZ looking great. Not so hot from LYNGBY. They're starting to second-guess themselves and move back towards the B-bomb site. But Kaya's way ahead of the action here and could really find a catch. You know, could certainly get the drop onto Ralls. They're going to be smoked out for now. The bomb will be planted for sure, and it's a 5-4 retake. Going to be tough. Oh, now right through the smoke as well. Finds Ralls on the angle. Surely not now with the solid advantage. Nate comes in, trying to go for the wallbang, almost getting it on the Twin X side of things. Bird from Skies made it a bit more interesting. Could certainly be doable.
Bialy sprinting through CT. Twin X literally know he is trapped. No way out, no way forward. Up in hand on a piece of utility. He's in a bit of trouble. The nice thing about trouble is sometimes there's solutions. And I think they know they have him stuck. What a peek from Kyler to just jiggle out every possible angle and find him sleeping. AVEZ was 7 already on this T-side scriv. LYNGBY Vikings, their money's broken. Nothing saved, nothing carried over. It seems like they've written a couple chapters of the comeback, only for the last few they wrote to be ripped out by AVEZ. I don't think this book's going to get completed in the LYNGBY Vikings' favor. It seems like AVEZ really want to just pull this one perfectly to their side.
Like the setup here from the LYNGBY Vikings. Maybe I'll be able to get a catch or two, actually. Molotov pushing them forwards, though, and Bialy knows that they're coming. It's so much noise. Oh, my goodness, it's an absolute bloodbath. Bialy and Kylar getting all the frags. Bialy left on 1 HP, so very lucky not to go down there, but very, very, very clean stuff. Of course, shout out to the boys. Hellcase, Malta V 15, as you can see across the top, giving you some nice refills, some nice bonus cash to work with on, well, the most popular case site out there. Huge shout out to those guys for the support as always.
Whoa, Twin X just off the mark. His shots barely missing. What a lurk up from Kai. Double entry. He is the man alongside Kyler. Yes, he'll go down. They know Twin X is here, but with proper flashes and utility, he'll be sent a-packing. And look how far ahead Narod is. With this molly, Twin X is stuck. And this round's going to be thrown away like a Kleenex. Making everything rhyme. And Kyler's lurk even finds a kill. The Vikings are getting picked from every spot possible, Scriv. 9 on the T side. This is a quick Inferno match.
Yeah, they've really come to play here. We thought it was going to be a close one. They weren't going to be as comfortable here as honestly, the first 2 maps on the AVEZ side of things. But not the case. They're just using their fragging power and really, really, really throwing LYNGBY Vikings for a loop in a lot of these rounds, right? Their rotations, they're in between bomb sites, they're unsure of where it's going. There's always 1 or 2 players that are a little uncomfortable with where they're at. You know, whether that be through a slow move across, they get caught in transition, or whether that be very quickly having to move on to the bomb site, and then you're like, oh, there's a guy pushed in here, didn't know that because we didn't have the info, because we only had 1 guy there. They're making some unfortunate decisions, I think. It's certainly tough, but they need to kind of commit a bit better, or just have a bit more trust in their individuals to pick up some frags, rather than just throwing men at a bomb site, you know, and hoping that the rotations are enough.
Hi, they're doing it again, Scriv. They've applied pressure B, force the Vikings to keep 3 there, and right back into this quick A split. Unfortunately, my call has died, Scriv.
Oh no.
And we're back. Amazing.
Okay.
So I hype up this split just for it to get slaughtered. Seems like I didn't miss much.
Nope. Not at all. It all fell apart, to be honest. Nothing fancy about it. No flashy kills. They just kind of ran into crossfires. Trying to go for something a bit faster, it seems, on the AVEZ side, and they got absolutely ripped apart for it. So there you go. There's your summary of the round, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Let us see, however, coming into this one, where AVEZ go back to, you would assume, the tried and true method. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, a little bit more pace coming in at the start, opting not to go towards banana at all. Slowing things down ever so slightly, but it is looking like the A-bomb site is going to be the site of choice. Again, it's always hard to tell, right? They're expending a lot of utility. They're trying to draw rotations here. I think with the amount of pressure that LYNGBY Vikings are applying to banana, it's kind of their only choice. So much utility being expended by both sides right now. It's just a flurry of grenades of varying types. Waiting to find that opening here onto the bomb sites. Will it show itself? That's the real question. Oh, I love this. In all the chaos, the boost up coming in. Kai has found the first kill on towards long, but that boost could be absolutely massive. TwinX and Cabby both chiming in. The bomb going to be dropped. Marcos cannot see him because of the smoke being in the way, but now Rot's got control over it long. What has happened? Where's it gone? We've got 2 players in the porch. It is an absolute mess right now. 3 versus 3. Who's going to come out on top? Don't really know. The timing's so awkward. Now Rot doing so much work. However, he'll find the third as well. Typo's messing it up ever so slightly. And TwinX, is he honestly going to try and go for this? I feel like a 1v3 with the AWP. You've got to save, but you never know. It's not the last round of the half just yet. I don't think they'll quite have the cash to get the AWP out in the next. So, going for the hero play. You got to respect it. But I'm not sure whether he's going to be successful here. Oh my god, that is an insane flick. Okay, maybe he is. Maybe I'll take it back. TwinX knows what he's doing, but he can't finish it off. Those first 2 frags are mental. But there is not enough room for him to work with. So unfortunate, because my god, that would have been insane.
This guy's a baller.
Oh my god.
That was just out of this world. The fact he pulls that off, even comes close. Wow. But double digits for AVEZ. Even though those shots were great, you can't overshadow the fact and how good this half is for AVEZ. TwinX can't afford the off, barely catty aggression. I love it, but Narrot with the spam and the trade. 2 more players, top banana looking to fight him. Flashing over, Narrot gets another. And these trades for AVEZ, they'll take all day long, all match long, all half long. It's just been all AVEZ. And if they get 11 on the T side, Scriv, that is painful. The Ollie sees where that smoke's come from, and he'll just take a site all by his lonesome. TwinX gonna have a little bit of a duel here with Marcos. Instead, it's negated. The smoke will cut him off. The banana flank, oh, just did not catch Marcos going in this smoke. Oh, this is so weird. Or did he? Okay, he did. Retake time now, Scriv.
Looking good with the util as well. Loving it. Moving in slowly but surely. They don't have a kit to work with, but this crossfire, oh my god, that is absolutely deadly. Keep it strong, boys. There's no way. There is no way. Roz, he finds the first, though. He's going to spin around and get the second. Oh, it was so good. It looked brilliant, but they broke it apart. They moved. They didn't have the confidence in it, and he will have enough time to get the defuse in, get the 5th round on the board for LYNGBY Vikings. We've had so many big moments in this first half. A 10-5 finish, though, like you say, for AVEZ is brilliant stuff on that T side, particularly from them, the more CT-sided squad, as we've come to know them in this series. Rahl's in with a massive 4K at the end, though, to just give them a little more room to work with here on the LYNGBY Vikings side. Pistol is needed. That is for sure. We'll see where it goes. All right. Reasonable. Loot bet with the odds, of course. Not really favouring the Lyngby Vikings, Keith. Would you expect that? Would you be surprised by that? Not sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with not surprised in the slightest. I think they just kind of got shut down mid-rounding, couldn't hold sights. They had some good crossfires, but for the most part, it was just AVEZ winning those opening rounds. And once they won those opening fights in those rounds, it snowballed. And no way Kai's coming back anymore. This is the last thing you're gonna expect. Can they run him over? They should, but he gets another Narot with a flash going in. Even another on top of it. They're willing to fight since they have man advantage. Bialy has to be careful, but who am I to say that? Bialy won before he perishes. And Bird from Sky, he assumes someone's behind him, but just too slow to react. AVEZ, big pistol, 11 for them. And I think it's almost at the point where the Vikings are just gonna buy.
Some filthy shots coming in across the board from AVEZ. Oh, Hero AK. Is there another one squeezed in here? I'm not quite sure just yet. I can only see the knives at the moment, which to me seems like they are going to go fast. Okay, no, there's only the one AK to work with, but I'm not sure they're going to be expecting it. Aggression coming in meanwhile, because they know there's no utility to answer back. The jump shot coming in, but Rolls takes him out of midair. It's actually Narok to find the kill, not even Kai, but all the same, 1-for-1 trade early on here. AVEZ a little tested and do indeed need to be wary of this AK. They had 4 MP9s coming into this round, Keith, so not the most ideal weaponry to fight back against the strongest rifle in the game.
Yeah, not ideal is a good way to word it. Not the best, but Rawls has been good. An AK for him has shined at moments and didn't seem too promising for the Vikings. On Train and even on Vertigo, he has honestly been a staple. Kyler in the pit, nothing to force him out. They're smoking sight to try to just hyper focus him. All eyes on Kyler. Wins the fight against the AK, but the Deagle of Typos is there. Marcos has been quiet, but if he can stifle this round, oh, it would be deafening. And Bialy can't help. Marcos gets run over, and the NP9s will not work. I think they may just have to bail on out.
Yeah, I don't know about the 4 MP9s, Chiefs. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe, like, the thing is, it's like, if you're going to go for that banana control with the MP9s, I get it, but you've got to fully commit. And they went 1-for-1 and got scared. I feel like they needed to send a few more. Just even one more, right? To find the trade of the trade. And then you have banana control, you drop the AK, and, you know, cool. We're cooking with gas. But not the case, unfortunately. So, Lyngby Vikings able to get the reversal rounds. There are indeed a couple little bits saved across for AVEZ, but going to be difficult to work with. Pause coming in. Does appear to be technical in nature, but doesn't seem like we've got any issues here, so should be all good, hopefully. Back into the action quickly. I suppose Kylar hasn't brought up as the only thing I can tell here, Keith, but it's still looking good, right? No one's dropped out just yet. Hopefully, no one will drop out ever. But
Well, unfortunately, Scripps one has to drop out of the tournament.
hey,
Yeah. I gotta be the realist. Well, not only am I the realist, but I gotta be a realist. Literally and... Yeah, literally. I was gonna say metaphorically, but I'm not lying. I'm an honest man, Scriv, and I think the kill counts kind of speak to themselves. Narot, Kai, Bialy. Wouldn't be no surprise to anyone that Kyler's up there again, nearly getting 20 kills in what would be the third game in a row breaking 20 in opening first halves. That's a little absurd. That's a little out there. And I hear typing. Do we know what this typing is for, Scriv? Have we checked the appropriate channels? I have, and I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything either, unfortunately. So it says La Fortune is typing. What are you typing?
Yeah,
dude?
that's just because like I have like spacebar bound as my push to talk, so.
Ah, right. Okay, fine.
Yeah, it kind of ruins things, doesn't it?
Yeah, baits people in.
A little bit, but we're live. Didn't bait much. Again, the MP9's carried over. The scout on Marcos, who, by the way, has been very quiet. Granted, hasn't really had that off on the PT side. I can't believe Narot won that first fight. He is a maniac. And AVEZ gonna have to find some info. They do have Kyler tucked in toward, I believe, is A Halls. He's actually through. Yeah, that's not getting cleared by typos. He even escapes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's nice.
This could be really big, actually. They've got themselves a massive advantage, and he gets away with an AK to boot. I like this, though, from AVEZ, Keith. They are putting a lot of pressure on the B-bomb site. Oh, big tag coming in onto Bird from Sky. Quick rotation going back towards the A site. I feel like they might read into this. They're a little unsure with Long being compromised as to whether, you know, a flank's coming in or whatever. But Kylar is in a great spot, right? This is a good solo angle. He can maybe find one with the AK, drop down, stay alive, buy time. There it is. First comes in, drops down, does get traded, so maybe not the most amount of time bought. And Cabby spins around fast enough to find Bialy. Meanwhile, they left Bird from Sky on the back end. And suddenly, it's a 2v1 for Marcos. He's got a scout. That is it. No armor, no utility, no kit, no smokes, no nothing to work with here. Maybe the time. Not even information, right? So time and the scout are literally his only friends. There's plenty of time for the LYNGBY Vikings to move back towards that B-bomb site. And I think when he hears the utility coming in, he's just going to go, ah, whatever, dude. Don't really have a chance here. Save an M4, save an AK. There's an AK in pit. Is he going to go for it? Okay. Okay, I guess they can't really buy into the next round, Keith, and you never know. But he cannot take a single bullet because the aim punch will screw him up. That is for sure.
Yeah, the nice thing is both these players, I bet they got a comm that they're both weak. Issue, no kit, no utility, nothing necessarily favorable for him. And isolating two 1v1s here, it's probably impossible. He's going to start the pass, though. Finds the one. Spraying. Does he spot him in dark? He does. Oh, that was close. Somehow gets the 1v1. The dark player was just not peeking on his teammate's contact. And that almost went bad. This is going to give the Vikings a little bit of room to creep right back up with 8. They'll get to 8 before the buy comes in for AVEZ. Even break out the op on Twinix, because why not? All right. Deep breath, Vikings, though. You can't allow those 1v1s to happen like that.
Yeah, I mean, that comes way too close to comfort in general, right? They're able to buy back into this round. Need to find this one cleanly. Should be very easy. As it's just a few upgraded pistols. They've already found the first frag. So looking good here for the LYNGBY Vikings. A bit of an uphill battle still. But yeah, the cash not in a great spot. So like I say, this one coming in cleanly should be nice for them. Should now be more and more doable. So confident in their T side. Off to a good start. Nice little reversal onto AVEZ. And AVEZ going to have to answer back into the first gun round, which should be coming up shortly if swings like that keep coming in. But not an awful lot to work with yet on the AVEZ side. Don't know if I believe just yet, though. AVEZ, they seem to look... See ya. Gotta be checking your angles,
Later,
my
noob.
guy. Yeah, later, dude. Thanks for the Mac 10.
I'm gonna go get your whole team with this one now.
Yeah, it's not much, is it?
Yeah,
to be honest. I don't know, man. I don't even know if that's like negative returns, because you don't get a kill reward for the Zeus kill. It costs you $200. And he doesn't care. It's a Mac 10. Like,
But you get the satisfaction.
yeah, I guess you get the stats. If he uses this in the next round as well, though, I'll be even angrier. I can't lie to you. Suppose he gets a free Molotov. He Gets a free Molotov. So
That's
maybe there
worth-
is some profit in there.
I imagine he's gonna give this Mac 10 to Bialy or Kyler. I think Bialy will probably want it purely because Kyler's been a menace. Well, they might even elect to just. Why did he keep moving? Oh well.
Oh well.
M4s are a bit better. But no op for Marcos, who's been
Lost
having a
his free molly, though,
rough go. That's true. That is an expensive drop, because that would have been one of the second ones only purchased on the CT side. Marcos is having a rough go of things. Not necessarily able to get the op going, the rifles going. Vikings are winning this banana fight early. AVEZ not electing to put bodies or numbers to it, at least the start of this round. But honestly, I really do dig this default from Vikings. It's been really successful. And they've already baited out the smoke molly combo from the CTs. Really well done.
Kind of do or die time here for LYNGBY Vikings. They need to be picking this up, I think. Really need to be the ones in control in the second half and fully shut down AVEZ. Get it to 11-11. Put the pressure on them. And they know it, you can tell. A very slow round coming in here. Bit of utility early on, but all quiet. No bullets ringing out just yet. Here we go. The hit going to come through, and they've actually weakened up the A bomb side. They all go over Bialy. Oh my goodness, but he messes it up massively. Marco's going to fall at long, and that'll be the round. 5-on-3 with the B players looking to save. A 9th coming in for the LYNGBY Vikings. And I mean, they could maybe try and string something together into the next, but AVEZ, the money is just not there. The T sides, it seems the shoe on the other foot in this game for these two teams, as both their T sides looking very strong indeed.
Seems to be a T-sided type of affair here. A bit of a different thing than what we've seen as of late. I mean, I guess Vertigo is a bit T-sided as well. Getting closed out on the T side by Vikings. So, not a bad look. Getting up to 9. AVEZ saving 3 weapons. I don't even think they're going to force around this. I think they can afford to allow Vikings get to 10. Just let the 3 M4s work. If you buy here, you're not getting a buy next. If Marcos full saves, he gets an op into the next round, right? So, yeah, this is just going to be very tiptoe territory. Not surprised by this buy at all, am I?
Indeed. A flashbang purchased up for Marcos, and that's kind of... I guess they get a little bit of utility on those players with rifles, but they're not spent very much at all. I like this, getting aggressive, taking some risks, finding the first frag. Will be traded back pretty quickly, but I suppose keeping the economy modest is always helpful. It's a bit of a distractionary play, as we have indeed seen Kylar, I believe. No, actually, it's Bialy, excuse me. Crept in behind into T-Apps. This could be devastating. They've got themselves a man advantage off the back of Kai finding a kill over on B. Oh, my goodness. And if they don't check this, and I mean, why would they? He's not made any noise. Why would there be someone so quickly behind them before they've really given their full presence away? It does depend. Timing is going to be absolutely everything. Bialy, what the hell? That flick is so fast. And like a ghost, he is back into the shadows. 4 versus 2. They will continue to push forwards even without their comrade that just fell from behind. And there you have it, peeking out at the same time. Kai and Marcos stand strong. Oh, devastating round for the LYNGBY Vikings to be losing. And the pickup in pace from AVEZ catches them completely off guard.
That is for sure. Now, Marcos with his op, maybe he's able to settle in and get a little comfortable here. He has the spawn to take the pick down mid, and what is a pivotal round. Money becoming an issue for both sides. More so the Viking than the other. Great flash in to force Twinx off of the angle, down towards Banana. He'll pack his bags, and there you go. Marcos gets the op, finds a pick. That is exactly what I've been waiting for him to do. Time with the refract, down Banana, spraying like a madman, jumping to logs, and he's living. So they try to molly him out, but he's already on the move, made them waste a molly. Bialy should have a couple freebies, and it is just the one freebie. And Typo's alone. A flash towards mid, could elect to push the smoke. Instead, we'll just dabble and dance and tiptoe around it. And he's got time in the bomb to work with, just not a lot of HP.
Could get the drop here. Ooh, he's gonna have to take a fight. Oh, and almost wins it. Kylar just gets the drop on him. He was definitely unprepared for that, but the HP helping him out. And AVEZ will get their 13th on the board. It's a little costly, it's a little difficult, but they are keeping LYNGBY Vikings at arm's length. So, oh, and the force coming in. This might just decide the game. If AVEZ are able to take it cleanly over the line, I think they might just be able to get a buy in when it's 15. Depends on the bomb plan, actually, coming into this round, I think. So, it's still risky. I mean, they've got 4 AKs, full utility on Typos, but again, hemorrhaging themselves, hindering themselves. They did this on the previous map in a few places, and it ended up working out. But Inferno, I think, is a map where you do need to have everything available to you rather than taking some riskier purchases. But we'll see. Maybe I will eat my words. Oh, particularly as Marcos just was waiting the wrong time. Does find the frag towards short, though, so no harm, no foul. However, player in apartments here, Keith, could do so much damage.
Timing, nice peek from Marcos. Offense from Narot, and it seems to be the battle of offense right now. Bird from Sky gets caught peeping through a smoke. And Twinx alone once more. Good peek from Narot. 14 for AVEZ Script. Woo! They are almost there. They have broken the Vikings money, who will have to take a knee, have to just buy a little bit and try to fight for that OT. Not so far back, though. They're not. It's not like they're out of this by any means.
Yeah, they're really making things hard for themselves. Force buying into Oblivion. I mean, it's definitely doable here, but we will have to see. Time, of course, will tell. Looking good across the board for AVEZ. They've not utilized a lot of utility here on the LYNGBY Viking side, so I guess that's one thing to be considered, right? They've baited an awful lot out from AVEZ, maybe needlessly so. That might be something that impacts them a little, especially if they're looking to hit a bomb site, you know, all at once. If they go A, it's going to be very risky indeed, and that looks like it will be the case. There's 4 players here, Keith. This could be very messy indeed. Still hard to tell, though, because they're just floating in and around middle.
Still room for this to get weird. It's looking like they're going to shape up and try to do an A-Rap, but not... They're willing to back up, too, right? They're, like, half committed, but not wanting to commit all at the same time. And Kai with a big, well-timed peek and smoke. Now they're forced back to B. And I'm taking a peek at what these B-site players have. Nothing on Narot. Marcos has a smoke. Look for him to just throw that now. A flash smoke combo. We can tell they're still heading towards A. But it's pulled. The third member over. Big kill for Rounds. This can really crack open the site. Bialy has to concede it. They must play for the retake. Vikings have played them.
Huge brain play coming in from the Vikings. Still doable here in the 4-on-4, but with very little utility, it is going to be a hard retake. Do they want to go for it? Their money is not great across the board. Oh. Marcos, he wants to go for the banger, but doesn't want to ring a shot off. Now we're coming in from the apartments. Oh, the flash at the perfect time. Kai has to look away. He goes down. Narot looking so very good here, though, as he comes in from the apartments with more and more frags. Will eventually fall. The time running down. There's not enough time, surely. They'll find the frags by the looks of things, or at the very least, you know, cause everyone to die on the T side. There's a funny little fight at the end, but it is the LYNGBY Vikings to just come out on top and get their 10th. The gap, now a little smaller, but still going to be a tough uphill battle, and arguably winning that round is costly in a bad way, in a very, very bad way indeed. So, similar buy coming in.
This is going to be tough. This is going to be hard for them to pull off, Scriv. And I don't know about you, but my feed is not working at the moment.
Yeah, mine's died as well, unfortunately.
Okay.
So hopefully,
I'm happy I'm not alone, but I'm sad that we don't have it.
yeah, hopefully we can get back into things soon as, because it's really starting to heat up towards the end. Don't seem to be getting anything from it at the moment, so not sure what the issue is.
That's okay. I bet we'll get back into it soon. I imagine fresh links are on the way or something of the sort, Scriv. I'm going to pull up HLTV. I'm going to take a peep.
Keep track.
Yeah, keep track, see what's up. Do a little bit of a radio cast. So far, this buy, by the way, that we just saw Vikings break out, has the opening pick, but swiftly getting traded, Scriv. Sadly.
Oh, I hear chickens.
I do.
Okay,
we're
back.
in.
We're back. All right, 1v2
It's
for
Marcos alone, yeah.
Can he get it done? We'll find out. How did we get here? No one knows, but Marcos, he's looking to finish it. He's making sure we know how it ends. The 2K coming in. The quick flicks across. The man of the hour, the 15th for AVEZ.
What perfect timing to come right back in. It seemed like those two players didn't know what post plants they wanted. Were unsure where they wanted to sit, and they just got caught off. This first player caught in no man's land, Rawls, and Typos just was kind of like, I guess I'm gonna stay default. Going banana is not the move. It's not planted for you there. They just needed to double up, but they give Marcos a prime chance to clutch it. And with the bomb plant and launch bonus for the Vikings, they break out a couple rifles, some SMGs, and a deagle. AVEZ's buy is comfortably sitting pretty, and they want banana control, and they want this series over, and so does Marcos.
Indeed, he is back with a vengeance in these recent rounds. Has looked very good across the course of the series, but certainly having a stellar performance here on Inferno. Kai jump spotting out. Waiting to throw his smoke as soon as he spots ahead. There it is. Oh, okay. He's waiting for a flash, in fact. Here we go. Beautiful stuff. Going to find another as they will solidify their man advantage. Bird from Sky had crept in, but he had no idea where he needed to look, where he needed to shoot. It seems like we might just be saying goodbye to the LYNGBY Vikings. AVEZ in a 5 versus 2. Surely this will be the finish. There's no way in a million years I would have thought that they end up losing this. Yeah, the heroes trying